Daddy Dave is like, let's get this fucking thing
No,
going,
I'm
man.
not. I'm saying, hold on a minute. I can't find this fucking vape, dog. Shit.
You're still looking for the fucking vape, dude?
Dude, it disappeared within a matter
God
of
damn
minutes,
it!
bro. Minutes.
Damn
Like,
it, Dave.
Take mine.
oh, thanks.
Oh my gosh, this
Oh my
fucking amateur over here. I don't know how to
Whatever.
deal with this guy. What am I going to do with you? Oh, by the way, are you going to Broadway on this year, Daddy
We
Dave?
don't call our guest hosts amateurs. We call them guest hosts. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't call him an amateur. I should call him a bitch.
Well, on that note, welcome to the virtual Slidejam podcast. Today marks a special day. It's the third of 3 host interviews. Today we got Rob Wheeler in the hot seats.
Woo!
What up, Rob? How you feeling about this?
Rob Wheeler.
I'm excited. You know, I've said
Our
this is going to
guy.
be like therapy, 15 plus years wrapped into one chat. I'm a little nervous, but you know, I'm around J-Lo. You know, I've known him since 2012, a Wheeler's rider, a good friend, a competitor. I got Kurt. We have fast-tracked our friendship. I haven't talked to a friend this much within 2 years. So that's really cool. And I got to meet you at Skate the Cape. And then
That's how you make
I
friends
asked
as
Daddy
adults.
Dave. Yeah, absolutely. I know. It's hard to make friends as an adult. And then I asked Daddy Dave to be on here because I feel like he knows a lot of this story, especially the second half. It's a little harder to tell for me. So I'd love to have him here. And I'm really being on this side of it as the guest. I'm really honored that you guys are here listening and stoked. So thank you
Dude, yeah.
to all 3 of you.
Couldn't have asked for a better way to experience
Absolutely.
the whole story. Besides being there, of course, but you know.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can't.
Glad my microphone works and I'm allowed to be here.
During the whole
Me
story.
too. Glad we
Right
worked
on.
it out.
So guys, let's go ahead and get this this party therapy sesh rolling.
Skate the Cape, better see you at the Slidejam. Make it to the bottom, feeling pretty fly, man. You know I love it when you're all chilling here with us, and we be playing music and you all get to be hearing us.
Ooh, I bet you that one hits different today, huh?
Yeah, it does.
It makes me want to
Pretty
cry.
sweet. Thank you, Timmy B, for that. Beautiful.
We love Timmy B.
It's about time for an updated intro. We got to get a new song about a new Slidejam.
You're right. Yeah, time to pass the torch.
Okay, so yeah, we got a little bit of lore to catch up on, and I'm glad we have our special guest host, Daddy Dave, up here in the house to help us out with that. And we got J-Lo, the lore master flex down here in the shades per usual. Yeah, so I don't know much about Rob Wheeler, I'll be honest. First thing I ever saw about Rob Wheeler was him shredding a path for the virtual Slidejam 1. And that really stoked me out because I love a good path shredder. And I immediately knew he was Putt Squad professional material. Little did I know he was from the East Coast, and they had a whole brand behind him and a whole family and a whole event organizing history. That's kind of where I came into knowing about Rob Wheeler. So I'm really excited to get on this podcast and talk about that. Jared, I learned, has known Rob for a long time. So, Jared, why don't you give us a little bit of a intro spiel for Rob here?
Oh, I got you on this one. All right, here we go. The day was April 26th, 2012. It was Surf the Streets longboard competition in Blacksburg, Virginia at Virginia Tech campus. And still to this date, that was the most intense competition I've ever faced to this day, because I had to compete with this man for hours. Okay. Like you remember that moment, Rob, because the qualifying rounds going head to head with this guy, like we were absolutely dead exhausted at the end of this day, to the point where I didn't care who won. And at the end of the day, he won. And I had so much respect for this guy. But I didn't know he owned a longboard company with him and his brother. But you guys did give me a shirt that day, which is why, because I loved your vibe, and loved y'all's crew. You know, at the end of that year, you know, I reached out to y'all, and that's why I really wanted to be a part of y'all's crew with your wheel company. I was like, oh, I am so in, because at the time I was writing for another board company, but you know, I'm a loyal guy, but you know, you started a wheel company. I was like, oh, I am so in. Let's go. And yeah, that's how my relationship started with Rob Wheeler.
So you had already been doing this for like 9 years at this point. So really, Jared already isn't even around for the beginning. So I can't speak on the beginning either because I came after that.
Dave, I knew you're good at this. Okay, I want to wake up and like fast forward to this part. So just like say how good I am and handsome and amazing.
What can I say about Rob Wheeler? The lighthouse, the inspiration, you know, just all around wholesome, nice guy who just puts everything that he has into everything that he does with integrity and loyalty and honesty and just love, man. Like that's Rob Wheeler. There was seven core values in the Army. Okay. And they had an acronym. It's called leadership, LDRSHP, which means leadership, duty, selfless service, respect, loyalty, honor, integrity, and pride. That's Rob Wheeler. Okay. He is all of those things. And that's why people gravitate towards him. That's why I no homo, fell in love with this guy, man. I was just like, wow, who is this inspirational dude just doing his own thing? And he's one of those people that's just super easy to be around. He'll let you be yourself and you know, man, diamond in the rough. And he's always just being Rob, you know what I mean? Like he's not doing it to be cool or to be anybody else or to show anybody anything. He's just doing what Rob want to do. And whether it's a food truck or starting his own business or the home inspection business, like the skateboarding business, like, and he's just always doing something. So like, yeah,
Thank you.
he's an
That's what I
inspiration,
wanted.
man. Inspiration, straight up. I learned a lot from this guy. I'm way older than Rob. No, I'm older than Rob. Just I'm old. Okay, so there's a real problem. Like I met Rob when I was like 30, right? Maybe it's around there. So like, and I'm 43 now. So like 13 years ago. And uh, how old were you 13 years ago, Rob?
22.
22-year-old guy teaching a 30-year-old guy about life. Like so many times people underestimate the intelligence of people who are younger than them. And man, Rob was like way younger than me, and I learned a lot from him, and I still do to this day. And man, I'm not crying. You're crying.
There's intelligence and wisdom.
Oh yeah,
Rob,
yeah.
Rob's a wise guy.
That's why you put on shades, Daddy Dave, so you don't have to show your emotions.
No, that was beautiful from all three of you. Thank you. Cheers. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to this.
All right, let's jump right in. Rob, when did you start skateboarding?
Yeah, let me fill in the gap for you guys. What I was doing before I met y'all.
Yeah,
I
let's
guess
hear the story, man.
My board riding life started like 1998. I started skiing when I was 2, but 1998 I was 8 years old. I transitioned from skiing to snowboarding, and my life was forever changed because I fell in love with snowboarding. Even growing up in Delaware, you know, just absorbed in the community, the vibe, watching all the snowboard videos I could watch, which back then there's no YouTube or anything like that. So we literally had 2 snowboard VHSs that we just watched all the time. My dad was into snowboarding, and my brother was too, Ricky, who was 5 years older than me. And as we were just weekend warriors, just family from Delaware, going as much as we could, maybe one trip to Vermont a winter. But it really changed as I got older, probably like 13 years old. So that's 2003. We started having a crew. My brother is older, hanging out with all his older friends, going to the mountains, and just trying to keep up with those guys 5 years older than me, and that instantly progressed me so much, learning from these guys so much older than me, and we were drawn to the terrain park, hitting jumps and rails, and we were crashing a lot. So it literally came up on like one of the long drives home from we would go up to Blue Mountain and Bear Creek, mostly living in Delaware, and it's a pretty long drive home. Listen to a lot of music. Buddy Jimmy mooning people as we drive down 476. And but no, one of the songs was called Faceplant from this band called Pepper that we listened to a lot. And they're like, Faceplant, like we faceplant all the time. We're the Faceplant Boardriders. And we instantly came out with the name, the motto, paying for progression, and our buddy Kyle Clevenger drew up the logo, which is the same logo we've used the whole time, just because it had so much meaning to us, and that's why the logo, it's a F and it's a B, with a little snowboarder on top. That always like trip people out in longboarding. They're like, why where's wheels at? But it's like we were snowboarders, and Ricky and we always had the dream of, we love all board sports, surfing, snowboarding, and skateboarding. So we wanted to do all three. And that was the idea with the brand pretty much from the start. It kind of started in snowboarding and just grew to all board sports. And we wanted to be like Billabong and Volcom, and to do it all, because we love doing everything. I mean, started out with snowboarding, and then the mountains closed in March, and we still were like super amped on riding a board, and they just started longboarding. Like I had no idea what it was, and they were riding a Sector 9. My brother instantly like made his own board, and I was just like, that looks cool. So I rode my brother's board. It was like a 44-inch shape that he made, and it's like, this is cool. And like they all did it, so I started doing it and instantly started making my own boards with my brother in our parents' basement, like dipping a half-inch thick plywood that we cut out into a tub overnight, get it wet, and then you put it in the press. Like it was super primitive back then, but like something cool that I like is that I've always longboarded on a board that I've made from day one. So that's always been really cool. And they've been,
Wow.
we're pretty shitty too.
Wait, so how did you get a press back then? And how did you come up with like the dip technique?
My brother probably just did a bunch of research online. Like I definitely piggybacked from him. Like props to my older brother Ricky for paving the way for me when I was a younger kid. So he probably looked into all that, and it just started out like we literally just had like weights from our bench press and like the workout dumbbells and stuff that we were just putting on top of it to get like a little bit of a kicktail.
So how did you kind of like, for me to started making boards, like what was like the hardest thing to get right? Like what was something that was always like a little off, or was it like perfect from the get-go? Like
Oh, they were so bad, dude. They didn't reach perfection until like 2015, so like 13 years later. But
did you notice though, like if you were just
oh,
starting on longboarding, you might not have like realized like if the trucks are on crooked or whatever?
dude, yep. I just mounted my trucks on backwards. Did that. Went out riding. I was like, what the hell is going on? Because like reverse kingpin, like
That's how
what
you
is
learn.
that, dude? Like I'm used to street deck, stuff. And I remember like my stepbrother was like, dude, your trucks are on backwards. And I'm like, no, these are like the right way. Like, believe me, I I did it wrong before.
Rob, I want to know everything about your kook phase.
Yes, please
Tell me
explore.
like the kookiest
Everybody
thing
goes
you
through a
did
kook
when
phase.
you were
Oh,
like,
I was
We got to hear this.
oh yeah, like Ricky and I, we were way into movies. We still are, like whether it's regular movies or snowboard movies or skate movies, like just loved the whole process, and that's what we really got into. But so we watched Brink and Airborne, You know the rollerblading movies from back in the day. Yeah,
Dude,
those had a
Brink?
big influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Brink. Holy shit.
Soul skater, man. I was a soul
Oh, yeah.
skater.
That made me want to move to California real bad. Where do the soul skaters live, man?
That's right. That's why I moved to Cali from that movie. But no, we were serious into like downhill rollerblading, like going fast, and then obviously going to the skate parks and like trying to do 360s off the tabletops, and we even got the grind plates later. But then back in the 90s, skate parks were intense, dude. They were gnarly, and like you would get hazed, especially if you're on rollerblades. So like it was like not a friendly place like it is today, where you see dads and all this stuff.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I was talking to some kids from LA and saying, like, dude, like the 90s and the early 2000s were gnarly. And they're like, what are you talking about, man? It was so cool. It was so chill. I'm like, I don't know where you were skating, but where I was at, like,
A lot was happening in that era.
It was hard to like be a kook back then, for sure, and to like suck. But yeah, just made you stronger, I guess. So yeah, like I guess we just go super hardcore into like whatever we get into, basically. So that's something I think our dad does, something my brother and I do that I've realized now that I'm older. Like once we get into something, we get into it like hard, which is great.
What was your first longboard that you bought, though?
That didn't like it was my brother's. We called it the signature shape. It was like a teardrop.
So you've never ridden a brand name longboard,
Nope.
like personally?
Nope.
Rob
Really?
is core as a gift.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Rob
And,
is
like,
core person.
I didn't know anything about like the
Public
longboard
knowledge,
community.
dude. That's basic as fuck.
Like I knew nothing about the longboard scene at all, which I mean back then it wasn't much, but like I was just super into snowboarding and like watching those videos. So I was just trying to emulate doing snowboarding on a longboard, and then I got into surfing right when I was 13 too, and got super into surfing. And then it was like longboarding was just an extension because the East Coast sucks for waves and it's not too good for mountains either. So longboarding and concrete is everywhere. So that's what I did the most, and that's just kind of how it played out. Like making skateboards / longboards is way easier than making a snowboard or a surfboard. So that's kind of how we fell into that.
What was the first slide you learned, and what hooked you on longboarding?
So my mom lived in Maryland in Earlville, and we lived in this really cool neighborhood where it had like literally like 3 hills, like beginner, intermediate, and like black diamond is what I would. It was like perfect training grounds for a kid. And at the top there was a turn, and there was a bunch of rocks on like that would be like on the outer like 1 foot. And I would just go to those rocks, and I would try to slide in the rocks because I was like thinking about a wave going to the edge of the road and thinking about the edge of the road as the lip of the wave. So turning into that, I ended up doing a little front side, like heel side slide, tiny, maybe like a 180 or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Almost like front foot on the nose, like sliding it, like super, didn't know what I was doing at all.
Before concave was a thing.
Yeah. Our boards were like flat, and like I love this board that was just like 10 inches wide, teardrop, and then it just tapered down to the tail. And like that was like my board for a while, because I would like we had pretty good hills at my mom's house in Maryland. So like we would just bombed hills.
I'm picturing like front foot over the truck with both heel and toe hanging off the edge and like clear grip tape. That's barely grip tape.
Probably, and we probably painted the top of the board because we were like super artsy.
Painted over the grip tape.
Yeah.
Have you ever used lucid grip tape? Lucid grip as a ground? It's like the spray on shit, and like you sprinkle the dust on it.
I have done that.
You ever use that? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's official. You're in. Oh my god. So that was like 2003, 2007.
Yeah, 2003 to 2007 was just pure, just kook phase. Putting trucks on backwards.
Were you trying to build something, or were you just like trying to build a crew?
It was just for fun, and just I don't know why. It was just fun, and like I guess we just had access to the hills right outside my mom's house, so it was cool. Like build the boards in the basement and then go out there. And like my brother, he's a fisherman. And he's super into boats, so he introduced us to epoxy and fiberglass, and that was like a game changer. Once we added a layer of that on the board, it looked beautiful for one, and it added the strength to the board where like our boards were breaking because they're just pieces of plywood that are half-inch thick with nothing on them really. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of progression with the boards. Still not up to par at all. But and the riding, like didn't know really how to slide yet. Like that was literally just like in the class.
For the uninitiated, what does that mean?
What?
Like they just weren't good at all. Like in what way?
Like
what?
in the I guess classic longboard sense of like I can go down a hill in control and like slide heel side, toe side, and like it was just like why like get to the bottom if like once you get to that speed, okay, you got to make it to the bottom.
All right, epoxy, do your job.
Yep.
Right.
But those were
so-
honestly the best times that I missed before I learned how to slide because like us as friends bombing these hills together because you're like a little pack and like none of us knows how to slow down, so we're all just like, you know, one person ditches off into the grass and does like cartwheels and then you make it to the bottom, you're like, yeah, like let's go back. Are they okay? Like yeah, they're all right, let's do it again.
So was there ever a period where you were skating downhill on a park board?
No,
Or
they're always
Was
longer
it always
shapes.
longboard? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I'm a longboard. Couldn't really do an ollie or kickflip. Sad to say it. I can ollie now, but yeah, that's what took. You know, and I always liked the turning and the speed, which because I was trying to snowboard, wasn't really trying to skateboard. Um,
Wait,
so that
Rob, are you telling me that you can't do a kickflip?
nope.
Yes!
No way.
I'm not
No.
alone! I'm
No
so
way.
Yeah, we should.
happy.
I don't believe
Hey,
it.
might be my new goal.
Oh, thank you,
Maybe.
Rob. Oh my
1,000
gosh.
kickflips.
I love you so much.
Maybe
for
we should
saying
maybe we should rename this the I Can't Kickflip or I Can't Kickflip podcast or something.
Yo,
This is for you.
God, dude, the cat kickflip. That's the Kurt. I told you, I would tell you when you hit the jackpot. That's the one. It's the one.
There it is.
that. Hi, my name is Jared, and I can't
That
do a
is great.
kickflip.
That's very
Oh
niche.
my God, dude.
Virtual Slidejam podcast is a bit of a mouthful, and it doesn't really.
That is hilarious.
I'll find it.
Speaking of slide
Dude.
jams,
Dude, look, write it down. Well, you got it recorded. You're good. Oh my God.
speaking of slide jams, what was your first event that you went to?
I think we went to this event in Bear Creek where it was just a downhill and a slalom, and I remember like Bustin was there, and that was the first time I was like, oh wow, like there's like companies like doing this, like this is awesome. And actually, Noel Corman from Shroupers Union, that's the first time I met him. R.I.P. But that was really cool to
Shout out
meet him
Shroupers
there.
Union.
Yeah, at my first event. But yeah, got smoked in the downhill and made it through like one round of slalom. But it wasn't until a slide jam where I really got hooked. And I might have been Puerto Rico. Because went to Puerto Rico in 2008 on a surf trip. And then literally we're longboarding around just to get around Puerto Rico and just check out the area. And this dude is on a motorcycle. He's like, you got to check out this Oaxaca event. We're like, what? And we go there the next day and discover the Oaxaca freaking beautiful event. Yeah, we were surfers. This is Shack's Puerto Rico. Literally stay like we're videotaping from our deck. This is literally
Wow.
like, I could live in Puerto Rico, man.
Dude, me too. So this is like a family trip, or what brought you to Puerto Rico again?
Ricky and I and friends, like we were just surfers, and we were like, waves suck. Let's go somewhere where it's actually good and it's warm, and yeah, found some awesome waves.
Slept on place for sure.
Yeah, nobody's out this spot. Oh,
Bro, if you really want to know what Oaxaca was like back in the day, like Rob, the Faceplant Boardriders YouTube channel is just like chock full of shit. But
yeah,
the crowd then versus the crowd that I was at 2 years ago, It's fucking huge, man. Like, it's huge. It's insane. And like, they had all those trees there. Anyways, Rob did a really good job. Like, Faceplant did a really good job. I think Ricky did the edit. Like,
Yeah, this is it right here.
Showing
Yep,
like
look at
how many
this
people.
is the cemetery
So many
slide hill. They
people.
still do that.
I was
Yeah.
a payment
Dude,
back then.
go to like 158, and you're like, holy shit. And then you go to like 247, and you're like, holy shit. And then they got the nighttime band thing. That's like 5 times bigger than the joint we had.
They
Like,
had,
Bar Chaka used to be huge, bro. So that must have been a game changer for you, right?
The difference between the one I went to and this one is that everyone's like on the road watching. Like everyone was big, chilling when I was there, but here everyone's just like, I want to be in there.
Dude. No, dude, all those trees are gone, dude. Dude, go to 444. Go to 444, and you're gonna see like, holy shit. Maybe even a little
I want to see
earlier.
Ricky's run here real quick.
Yeah, so we went back the next year and entered the competition. And Louis Poloni gets first, James Kelly gets second, my brother Ricky gets third place in the slide jam.
Put off.
Look at him. Everybody else got like leathers on. Ricky's just got a tie-dye shirt, bro. And he's like, let's fucking go. So base, dude. With like a wonky rolling pin kind of shape. What was that? Do you remember what board that was?
Hero the double blunt, drop through, twin shape.
Okay.
It's still like this.
Got the hand out like he's surfing too. Like, oh man.
Wow.
Ricky
Light Guatataki downhill.
2011.
Yeah, the concerts were off the hook. Jesse Whiff got into a dance battle.
Zach Matum, Cameron Frazier, Jose Perez.
Yeah, dude, I got to race Zach Matum.
They should have paid you for this. DH Boys, Leroy Vargas, Byron Cruz. I feel like that dude's still skating.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been out there. He's on the come up again.
Junior men's, Khalil Cruz. I don't know these people. Kenneth Barreto.
No helmet.
Kenneth Barreto still out there.
Look at
Look
that.
at that, no helmet.
That's funny as fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
where was that, Rob?
Shorty cambered from, but I'm racing Zach Matum here in the semis, and I had him on the start, but then he pumped his way to beat me, and I learned a lot from that race.
You can learn a lot from Zach Matum because he did make him.
Wasn't he in Utah last weekend?
Yeah, and I just realized his last name is Matum, like he makes them.
I was about to say, because like I heard nothing about him being there, but then on the live feed I saw his leathers and helmet. I'm like, is that Zach?
He was busting ass. He was busting ass on the volunteer crew, man. He put in a lot of work. Shout out Zach.
Shout out to Zach Matum.
So when's the year that Ricky won it? Or not won it, but place when he got second, when he got third. The first year you went is not the year he got third, correct?
2000. This was 2009.
Okay.
So this was like this was not the year it was like as super big as it ever got, right? Or is it still pretty damn big?
This was pretty big, but the next 2 to 3 years, it just kept building and building and building, and then it just kind of like broke because they had to like move locations or something got messed up.
Yeah, it's funny how events just explode all of a sudden. Like,
like,
oh damn, we really need the downhill world to like get bigger, and then one year it's just insane. You're just like, oh wait, okay.
That said 2011, so I guess that was 2011. My bad. The results of that. So yeah, I guess that was 2011. Interesting.
We got a guest question here. Let's jump into this guest question, okay?
2009.
Growing up in the small state of Delaware, we didn't have many places.
Oh, Jesse!
Especially hills. But out of all the places we found, those hidden gems, what was your favorite and why?
Damn, look at that garage.
I know. I told him. I was like, that's a great backdrop, dude.
Very
Those are all a bunch of old Faceplant boards.
Love the art, dude. So much art. That's sick.
Yeah, like he actually did a lot of that art too.
The artist with the little lower left with the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Jesse's done a couple of our artwork for our boards that we used. But my favorite spot when we were in Delaware, I'm gonna say two of them. One was like the proving ground at University of Delaware in Newark. Um, when you head to Towers, going underneath the walking bridge, it's just like this sickest left
Are you talking
turn.
about that path?
Yeah, the path. Yeah, the path.
Dude, that place is. I've that whole place is just like, how has this existed?
Yeah,
Like,
and
and
it's
nobody
been for
skates
so long
this.
too.
Yeah,
But that spot is like where we proved ourselves and like we worked our way up to the top of that hill because it was gnarly, like gripping that left, and we took tons of crashes there, and we slapped our stickers on the lamppost there. And like I went back like 10, 13 years later, and it was still there, so that was really freaking rad. Um, to me, because I went to college at UAD as well, but even before I went to college, that was like one of our go-to spots. It was just super gnarly and great fun place to skate. I mean, University of Delaware is a very fun place to skate for a longboarder or a skateboarder. But my other go-to spot when we were kids, we would go out late at night, and I had a minivan, and we'd all hotbox the minivan on the way to the spot. And our buddy Reg, kind of lived near the border of Maryland, where there's a lot of horse farms, and there's really long driveways. So it'd be pitch black, middle of the night, like midnight or later, and we'd go to this driveway where we park at the front, like at literally the front gate. We just park, hop over the fence, and then ride this really cool, like I guess like downhill to uphill. So like you go down and like pretty fast, especially it's pitch black, so it feels really fast. And then as you're going up, you're kind of like making your way uphill, and then you get to like do it all over again, back and forth, back and forth.
Hell yeah.
So that one's super fun because it was just like, we'd always have to do it pitch black at night, and there'd be horses running around, and we're all stoned and just
Dude,
bombing it.
smoking weed and skating gnarly hills in the dark is the vibe, though.
It is. You're like, I don't need to see.
Right? I can hear
But then-
every sense of my body right now.
But then your buddy just drifts off the road a little bit, and you're following them, and then you crash really hard, but then you're laughing together, so it's all
Yeah.
good.
So let's talk about the Faceplant origin story. Like, you talked about how your crew got like collected and like initiated, but when did it start becoming like an idea that you wanted to make a business out of it? Because that's a big step, like, all right, let's jump into the skate community and then let's jump into the skate industry. That's like a whole nother level.
Yeah, I would say it was going to that Puerto Rico event, and where my brother got third, behind two paid longboarders, and I got pretty darn close to, like, if I had just not faced Zach Madem in the quarterfinals or whenever I did, I would have made it. I would have got second place, but he's just a badass and beat me. But having that confidence of on our own boards, we're hanging with some of the best that are doing longboarding. So we were like, we can fucking do this. And we just started getting serious about our shapes. And, obviously going to that event, we're like, holy crap, we need to like make these better, and seeing everyone else's boards, what everyone else is riding, just taking note. But we really did our own thing with like board shapes, and it really came from snowboarding and surfing. But then it started to be driven by, okay, we want to be like good at this and be at the top. So like, but I was, again, like in that video in the slalom, I'm riding a cambered board.
Is this
Like, there's
still
no
plywood
concave.
dipped in the pool level boards, or is this like a step up?
I think this is a step up. Like we started getting it in sheets, and we were gluing it with epoxy back then, and putting it in our own, like we call them skeletons, for our shapes, which we were only doing 2D at that point. There's no concave. We're just doing camber and a kicktail for most of our shapes.
Wow,
Actually,
that's an interesting shape for sure.
I'm standing on it right now. The mini stick, it shows it perfectly. It's totally flat. So it's the nose. You got camber here where your front foot goes, and then it dips to the back.
Oh, that's a comfortable board.
Yeah, so
But
you can like
did
sit
it
here,
break
here in
easily?
the rocker. It's pretty fun.
Dude, you know what blows my mind? How many people actually ask me for a flat board?
They don't know, bro. They don't
That's too
know.
basic,
They do not
man.
know.
Like, dude, no. Honestly, like a lot of the free riders, they're like, I don't want any concave. And I'm like, so you want a bike? And like, I don't know, Rob. Maybe you were ahead of your time, dude. Because
Yeah,
in
maybe.
2025, I think you were ahead of your time on
Trouble
everything.
for a
Actually,
basic
like,
Nah, bro.
flat
He's
board.
not ahead of the times. He's in the 70s right now, bro.
Yeah,
nah, man.
for real.
He's in
He's a
born
70s
in the
digital kid, though. Like, Rob made so many videos, and like they did a lot of videos, like. And they're all got like a storyline and a plot, and it's like they just were too early and like to get like
timing.
Instagram
I
didn't
don't know.
exist. You know what I'm saying? Instagram didn't exist. You know, so like people weren't really like sharing media the way they do today. But I feel like if the media that he dropped then was dropped now, it would be gangbusters, dude. Like.
Yeah, but if you were into it and you were like following the YouTube channel, like you were probably stoked because you're like, damn, this is like dropping more than anybody else. I'm stoked.
I mean, honestly, I like when I started like looking into like, all right, who are these Faceplant Boardriders? You know, like, admittedly, I went down that Faceplant rabbit hole, dude, and I was just like, every video, I was just like, all right, that's a good video, dude. Like, I'm into it. I'm engaged. It's fun. They always do like skits. How did you get everybody to participate in that? Like, it seems like it was always you and the guys, and like somebody had to have a vision and be like, all right, this is what we're gonna go with, guys, and you're gonna be the pirate, and you're gonna be the captain, and you're gonna be the robber, and like how did you get? Was it easy? Was everybody just like, yeah, whatever? Like,
I think,
who did all the editing? It was like I feel like Ricky did a lot of editing
yes.
in the beginning.
Who was the original team?
So
Good question.
So all right, I'm gonna answer all this. First, Ricky and I, we were the kids in the neighborhood that we would go door to door, be like, "Hey, you want to go play football or wiffle ball?" And everyone come to our house to play. So like, we kind of naturally had this like organization of like, we want to do something fun. Let's all get together, do something fun. So I think both of us together were like a great duo of like rallying people to do something fun and silly or
The
outside of
president of
maybe
the
their
United
comfort
Group.
zone.
Dude, if
What's
you
that?
get one other person to do something cool, you can definitely get a third. Like,
Yeah,
The president of the neighborhood.
yes, exactly. He was president, I was VP, and we had a ton of fun. But the original team, our first team rider was Eric Hinton, Eric Original Hinton. And I'll never forget it because we rode Academy in Newark, and we always like parked midway on the hill and rode it from there. And like the first session he gets there, he's like, "Guys, what are you doing? We gotta ride it from the top." We're like, "Oh, like yeah, you're right. What are we doing?" So it's just, and that's just like so reg, but like he really pushed us in the beginning, like he was so gnarly and like just go for it and super
So
fun.
he was that guy. He was the guy who was like, bro,
Yeah.
you're blowing it. Come to the top of the hill.
Yeah. We're like, oh yeah, you're right. Oh man. Quick segue. This really fun story at Academy. His buddy J-Lock, we all are riding this hill at Academy, and we're like, let's go down this like left here. We've never done that. We go down it and we don't know how to slide yet. And we're like, we get halfway down and we're like, shit, cul-de-sac. And literally look to our friend J-Lock, and he's like, oh fuck. He literally just steps off his board going like 30 and just tumbles so hard.
Like, is
I'll
that how
never
you
forget
stop?
that.
I don't know how to
That's
stop.
how you stop. Usually, like, well, he was kind of a new. Like, we would always attract like one new person in our crew. Like, oh yeah, we longboard, and they're like, oh cool, like I'll join you. And they didn't know we were like hitting these like hills, and some people just didn't know like, yeah, go in the grass or like carve it out, or we didn't really give them instructions either. We were just like,
guy in that lawn.
yeah,
Aim for that
exactly.
flamingo.
There was many lawns cartwheeled in that neighborhood, but in addition to Eric Hinton was Jesse Whiff that we just saw. Great friend. I've known him since I was 2 years old. My best friend. Love the guy, and he's been with me since the beginning. Cool story about him. He really pulled a board out of the trash can that I was throwing away, and then he like fell in love with it and rode it for like the next year. That was really funny, and he shredded on it too. I've never made that shape again, but it was pretty much flat too. It was like a flat board with a little nose and kicktail. And then back in the day, Stephen Friday, a little Delaware local. He was like our street influence. He could actually like kickflip a longboard and ollie and do, front side 180s, and was like kind of added that element to the team. So it was us five, my brother, me, Eric, Jesse, and Stephen Friday were the
And that was
first
what year?
crew. That was like 2010 when my brother and I officially started Faceplant as a business, January 1st, 2010.
All right, let's go into this other guest question here.
Hey, bud, we made pain for progression our motto. And out of all the gnarly spills, and I was there for damn near all of them, what is the one spill, the one wreck you would never want to relive again?
Good question.
Tough.
I've broken a
Only
lot of
one.
bones. Yeah, I've broken a lot of bones board riding and surfing, snowboarding, and longboarding. I've broken a bone, multiple. But in longboarding, I would say there was a competition in Maryland in the early days. I can't remember what year it was, like 2010 to 2013. And I was on the mini stick, and there was a ramp there, and I'm like, saw the ramp at a few other events. I'm like, I gotta start learning this. Like first hit, went off it, landed on my board, but got chucked forward when I landed, and landed right on my shoulder, and broke my collarbone, and that freaking sucked 'cause I didn't have health insurance, and it really fucked me up, like my body for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, like my shoulders are like all off level. So if I could reverse that one, that would be great.
Yeah, the collarbone injuries. Yeah, you ain't coming back from that shit.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, bro. But yeah,
I broke it when I
still
was
can't
8
sleep.
years old from snowboarding. I tried to do a backflip. I broke it and it healed great.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, you're rubber at that point. You're good to go.
Yeah. Well, it still broke. But then, like 8 years later, I break it when I'm in my 20s, and I didn't have health insurance. So I didn't go to the doctor. I'm just like, oh, I did this before. I'll just put in a sling, and I get health insurance like a month later, and go to the doctor. He's like, yeah, I would have done surgery on that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I got surgery on mine, and like I still can't sleep on my left collarbone. Like it's
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, it's fucked. They've done.
We all feel the pain and suffering.
Pain for progression.
Pain for progression. That's right.
It was sticking up, and I was just like, I think I need surgery, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into this video. Let's get a little bit more serious now.
Let's do it. Yeah. That was the beginning.
Let's dim the
Moving on to
lights.
Mature.
Dim the lights. All right, so this is the philosophy video. Quite a big
this
name.
is my favorite video. Oh,
Quite a big name.
Yeah. We got an actual filmer for this, Jesse Lambert.
I love this.
We're living in Cape May.
This is
And
sick.
he was a filmer, and he offered to film this. So this is like our first proper filmed video, not by us.
Just in some rich neighborhood.
It was such a
Mellow Hill.
genuine video.
Yeah. That's sick.
That sidewalk is so fun.
Dude, this is great. This makes me want to go skate right now.
Oh, rip the L.
Hell yeah. Yep. There's Elwood. There's Tino.
Tino.
Oh yeah, this is a great transition that he did. He does
What
like
wheels
a
you guys
180.
riding here? What were the hot shit?
We were loving ABEC 11 no schools, like 78A. That's what me and Whiff rode on the mini sticks too, especially. But we were kind of all about ABEC, the flashbacks too. Yeah, I think Brian's on the no schools.
Flashbacks were good for free riding. No schools definitely.
Like, look how fucking clever this is, dude. This is just like they're all sitting there judging. Like, come on, man. Like nobody's got that kind of storyline these days, you know.
Yo, that's what we should aim for the virtual Slidejam Invitational. Just 4 dudes on a bench, like doing the wave. That's the vibe. Ooh, I like this. Yeah, this is like a really good video.
Yeah.
This is a very
Yeah,
good
it's not
video.
bad. Yeah, it's a good. They're all great videos. Just like they don't like if they were new cameras. Like even those
Yeah.
shots are great. Those shots are
Yeah.
great.
No, look at that.
Professional.
I mean, like
Out
they were
film.
kids, dude. They were kids filming with their phones. Like I remember that shit.
For real.
Is he filming? How's he
Oh,
filming? Is he running or was he on like
He
a
did a
board or
combo.
something?
I think he was like skateboard running. I think he had a bike too.
I like this. This is a good sequence. Oh,
Yeah.
bad
I
carpet.
mean, we made a bunch of boards.
dude, that carpet board was my favorite random creations that Rob ever made. Was the carpet board and the I don't know if it was electric or gas. I think it was electric. The powered skateboard.
For Bethesda boards. Yeah.
It was like super wide or
It was
something.
huge. It was
All right, we got another guest question here.
keep them rolling.
Yo, Robbie, it's your big brother,
Ricky!
Instead of a question, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about that time you won the Uncle Funky Slidejam, back when the Broadway bomb was absolutely huge, and Uncle Funky's would have this really awesome Slidejam at a very iconic spot called Dark Tower, and it was always fun, a really cool event. We went to it a couple times, but the first one we ever went to, you won it. So talk to us about that, and more so the whole story from the night before, the all-you-can-eat sushi, Jesse Whiff on the bridge in the van, and just the chaos that ensued, and how the heck you won when you felt like the way you did. Love you, brother. See ya.
I run to the
Ricky.
van like that's it.
Ricky's like, I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
That's good old Ricky. Ricky loves his boat.
Okay. This is a really good one. So we go to New York day before I think we already did the bomb. So we're partying. First time I'm finally I like sushi now. And we go to all you can eat sushi, doing sake bombs, doing the on the table, like the chopsticks with the shot on top, and I've never done that since then, but it was really fun. And obviously drank way too much sake, and on the way home I get super sick in the elevator on the way. Like, we're staying at my brother's friend's apartment in New York, and we just had a really wild night. I puked my guts out, and the next morning Uncle Funky's is, for some reason, so freaking early at like 8 a.m. So we're super
Yikes.
hungover. And the first year it was at the old spot, and we just got dropped off there because it's New York, and we're like, let's just rely on public transit and all this shit. But end up moving it that year to Dark Tower. So we actually we get to the old spot, and they're like, this spot is garbage. There's like construction on it or whatever. Jeff from Uncle Funky's is moving the event. So we actually get in with one of the twins from Push Culture in his super tiny car. Me and Whiff are in the back, and just going block to block in the city, just like, oh my God, I really hope I don't like Ralph in this dude's car. Because
news, Rob Wheeler threw up in my car.
right?
Banned from onboarding forever.
Seriously. And I got it all out the night before. Whiff was like hurting that morning, and we make it there, and Whiff can't even do the event. He's like going into that cemetery and just like puking the whole event.
I'm sorry,
And,
whoever's grave this is.
Yeah, it was bad. So much sake and sushi. I did not eat sushi for like 5 years after that. But ended up winning the event on the mini stick, and Brian Bishop was there, and Steve Kong, and they got second and third, and like that was a huge deal for me. I mean, I just skated my ass off on the mini stick, which is a really tiny board, and people just appreciated that I was doing all these crazy slides on this really tiny board, and like
Style.
yeah, with a lot of style, and that's what I really appreciated about that event. It was rider judged, and Jeff did a great job like setting it up so that it really felt like, wow, like they actually voted for me, and like it just really felt like a validating event for me, as like me like being like, wow, I think I'm good at this. Like maybe I should try to
You obviously have
doing
style,
this. And so that was super cool. And also, like, original skateboards was like my enemy. So beating Brian Bishop felt so good, but I actually like, he's such a cool guy, and I was just like, oh wow, like they're just like me, and like I need to like chill. But that was super cool. Yeah, that was like my breakout moment. And went back the next year and like won it 3 out of 4 years. Ricky's talking about Jesse Whiff on the bridge. That was a different year. We just get crazy in New York City for some reason. I don't know what it is about that city, but literally we're on like the Brooklyn Bridge in my minivan going to the event, and like Jesse's about to puke, so he opens up the sliding door to like throw up, and a car just whizzes by and almost like clips us. We're like, dude, you almost just like died. Like, stay in the car, just puke in here, it's fine. We're on a bridge in like stop and go traffic, but like one lane's like whizzing by us, So yeah, wild times at Uncle Funky's, but good times. And yeah, the start of and like that event really inspired me to do the events that I did later. So thank you, Uncle Funky's.
Interesting. So I've got a question here. We interviewed James, and he said there was a summer in which he like couldn't go back to real life. Was this a similar situation for you? Like, did it feel like, okay, like I'm winning events, I'm going to these skate events, and there's a shit ton of people there, they're sponsored, I'm winning money, I've got a brand. Like, was there a similar kind of like moment for you where you were like, I guess this is just like what I'm doing? Like, I feel like I'm being pulled.
Yeah, because I always wanted to be a pro snowboarder, but it was kind of like, okay, maybe pro longboarder will get me there. I don't know, like maybe that'll work. And I'm making the boards, maybe this will all work out. So yeah, that was kind of like, okay, I can do this. But literally, I got back. I went to New Zealand that year for like a month to hang out with my girlfriend, who's my wife now. And when I got back, we went straight to that event, and literally, $300 is how much I won at that event, and like that was the biggest prize money you can get at a Slidejam on the East Coast, and like that literally helped me pay rent.
Hey,
So
we ain't doing too bad then, according to
Right.
2011.
okay.
The skate podium economy was much better back then. I gotta be honest.
That's why I went to that event every year. I was like, I'm getting my paycheck.
Yeah, you
I'm
ain't
paying for this trip.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like in terms of Slidejams, like Broadway Bomb, Board Meeting, like Downhill Disco, like those are like the biggest Slidejams in the game.
Yeah, it was cool because that one attracted a lot of people. I did lose, I think 2012 because like Ethan Cochard showed up. Son of a bitch. But he's beautiful. He's beautiful to watch.
Beautiful man. On
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah, he beat me though. But luckily he didn't show up the next 2 years, and I was.
All right, we got another guest question. Speaking of Uncle Funky's Slidejam here, let's pull it.
Hey, Robbie, how you doing? This is Jeff from Uncle Funky's in New York City. Hope all is well. And, I give you an open-ended question. I think I met you here in the city at one of our Style Session Slidejams. So I'd like to ask you maybe about one of your most fun experiences or interesting experiences, or if you had anything wild happen to you when you were in the city. I know you got to meet a lot of guys back then. So, yeah, if you got any good stories about New York, I'd love to hear them. Okay, man. Take care.
Oh,
right,
Jeff.
I know you got a lot. You just dropped a lot of lore on us in terms of like the New York era.
I got one more.
Sushi, throwing up in the side of the van, winning a Slidejam.
Let me mix that up and say, tell us what he just asked, but did you participate in the Broadway Bomb at all?
Yeah.
You participated in the Broadway Bomb as well. And that was like also the heyday of the Broadway Bomb, which is fast approaching, October 18th, 12 noon, New York City. Don't forget about it.
Broadway Bomb. Be there, Daddy Dave?
No, I'm not going.
You're not going to be there. Dude, I'm going.
I'm not surprised. I saw my meniscus at a Faceplant event in March. I don't know if you forgot.
All right.
I'm telling you, I'll probably be there. Anyways, Rob,
all right, let's get back on track.
Tell us your craziest Broadway bomb New York City
Ooh,
story.
okay. Probably the first year we did it, 2011, and we have the video on Faceplant Boardriders YouTube if you want to check it out. It was just, I mean, doing it when you do it your first time, it's like never the same because you're just like in awe of like the amount of longboarders and then just the chaos, and then you're just kind of taking over the city. Like you're not stopping uh at the cross,
Anything?
cross streets, like. And like New York is way gnarlier than Philadelphia because it's just so much tighter. And I mean, and you get to go through Times Square, which is freaking epic. But yeah, like the buses, you're like, but like that's what we did too. Like Whiff and I, like in Cape May, we would skate from one end to the other as fast as we could, but like cruising in and out of stuff. So like it kind of came naturally, and it was super fun to like literally we're getting barreled by like buses and stuff, like doing the tiniest like little gaps, and you're just like woo. And like we were young, like 21, so it was just like, oh, we don't care, like we're fucking going for it, like who cares. But it was the next year that they started zip tying people. That was super gnarly. I had a guy like come out in the street and grab my shoulder, luckily slipped off, like and kept going, but he was like grabbing people. Gotta do that little slide juke, get around them.
Nice.
Gotta do that check.
To answer Uncle Funky's too, my last year that I won it, 2014, they did this really cool, like they're gonna like anyone could be a photographer, and they were gonna do best photo. The photographer get $100. And my girlfriend and I went into the city, and we stayed with like her friends, and we partied super hard the night before. And she was supposed to be my photographer, but she didn't make it because she was too hungover. And I go there, and it was a month after I did Rip the Elwood in 2014, which is the second year. So there was like half the kids that were at this event were like at Rip the Elwood. So like they all like literally like halfway into the event, I'm like, I'm probably gonna win this because like I know half these people, and like I'm just doing, I'm still skating good, but I just kind of was like, I got this, and like won it, which felt great, $300, and I sold boards to Uncle Funky's too, so it was like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It was awesome, and I got to meet the Burning Spider crew from Kansas City, and some of them were Wheelers riders at that point. It was the first time meeting them, so like being able to skate together. But again, it was just like, I guess like 2014 to 2016 was like my height of like, wow, I'm doing this every weekend. I know everyone that's going to these events. Like I am like locked in. And then after that, the event went to $100. So I was kind of like, I did it. I'm gonna move on.
Okay. On that note, I kind of want to diverge it to another question I have. So you were living it up, working, skating. Was it always Faceplant Boardriders in that era, or were you doing other things for work?
Oh yeah, working. Went to college 2008 to 2011. Went into it. Thought I was gonna be like a pharmacist or something like that. Went to Chem 101 bio. Fucking sucked, and quickly changed to. I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do, which is a big mistake. Know what you want to do if you're going to pay for school. And I switched to business. As soon as I got into the business major, it was like year 2, and I was just kind of like, you know what, fuck this. And I did one more year to get my associate's degree, but it was really like longboarding 101 when I was at U of D, which is kind of cool because it's a beautiful campus to skate at. So it's a great training ground, but a lot of money to do that. But yeah, it was always Faceplant, and then the recession hit, so there was no jobs coming out of college, so it was just straight into restaurant
The
jobs.
2008 recession.
Yeah, 2008. Yeah, kind of like
We've had a couple.
yeah.
So
But,
when you got out of college, did you? Yeah, yeah. You said you were working during all this time.
Yeah, it was just like restaurant jobs. Shout out Big Way Burritos in Cape May, New Jersey. Managed that place. It's still alive today. That was epic. I've had the best like bosses at my jobs. I worked at like Acme. I worked at Ski Bum in Newark, Delaware, and Big Way Burritos in Cape May, and just learned so much from these really cool bosses, and kind of just helped shape me as like managing people and that kind of thing, and like respecting people and the work that they do, and like empowering people to do stuff. So definitely am thankful for that.
That sounds like a side hustle for like
Absolutely, it was side hustle, and it was
managing a
just like,
team.
okay, I can have off on Saturday. Like they're cool about me taking off because I'm gonna go to this slide jam, and then that was just kind of like always the thing that we're doing. And Ricky and I were living together in Cape May, New Jersey, and so was Jesse Whiff. So we were just kind of like faceplant, like.
All right, so we're working, we're out of college, we're face planting. When did you start to meet the people who kind of have carved the story of the origin story, I should say, into who you are now? Like we got people who are involved in Faceplant, the origin story. We got people who are involved in Skate the Cape, the origin story. Like all these things that you kind of have built for many, many years and started right back then have grown. So tell us a little bit about like who kind of like made you go on the trajectory which you have done since then. Who are some big players in that story?
I would say, yeah, this is a great segue into me, April 26, 2012. Dollop.
I don't know why I'm giving back.
I love that. I love that you knew
remembering
the date,
a
dude.
very specific date. I have a weird memory like that, dude. I don't know why.
No, it was that event is seared in my brain too. Let me just set up the story. So,
All right, go for
I'm
it.
working at Big Wave Burritos. We're all stoked. It's me, Ricky, Whiff, and Tino, driving all through the night to get to West Virginia, I believe, or yeah, very close to West Virginia.
Blacksburg, Virginia.
Blacksburg, Virginia. Excuse me. Thank you. And long freaking drive. Get there early in the morning. Super stoked. And it starts raining in the morning, and we're like, "Damn it!" Didn't seem like the event was going to happen. And so Tina brought some shrooms, so we're like, "Fuck it, let's just take some shrooms and have fun today." So we take some shrooms. We have the carpet board. We're smoking out of the carpet board, having a good old time in the minivan in the parking lot. We're like, let's just hang out, see what happens.
Wait, did you say smoking out of the carpet board?
Yeah, it had a bowl in it too.
I tried to keep that detail out of the story.
Wait,
Oh my god!
make longboards.
I tried to keep it PG rated for you.
Yeah, dude.
That's what you're missing, Dave.
Make them like they used to, you know.
Dave, that's what you're missing on your boards. Bowls.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I've actually sold some longboard bowls to Frolic and Flavor in Newark, Delaware back in the day.
Yo, Dave, you will sell so many longboards if you implement smoking devices into them.
Oh, really? I think Rob might say otherwise.
Yeah, I wouldn't pursue it. Been there, done that. Okay, so we're having a great time in the van, and just things are starting to kick in, and all of a sudden the rain stops, and the organizers come out, and they're starting to set up, and the event is on. So we're like, holy shit. We drove all this way, I'm still amped, and the road was really cool, but it was like super wet during practice. So I'm actually riding a double kick with hard wheels because I'm like, it's wet, I'm just gonna ride hard wheels. Like this is what I can do right now, because I can't ride soft wheels when it's wet and do anything cool. So did that, and luckily it did dry up. And like Jared said, it was such a long slide jam. Like, I forget the format, but it was like practice and then qualifiers for like 2 hours. And then it was
many
like
qualifying rounds.
Yeah, so many qualifying rounds. And then a final, which I think we did have final runs, right?
We did.
But they had epic music there, like a pickup truck full of speakers bumping like really cool mixes of music. So like I'm vibing, feeling great, and just having a great time. I rode 4 different boards that day, including the carpet board with like a stick and a wheel. And I rode the mini stick and the sidewalk surfer. Like I just had so much fun. Like I've never done that before, where I ride 4 different boards at one slide jam, and it just pushed me to try all these different tricks, and that's where I met J-Lo when he was doing the manual contest. He went so far past the whole hill and nearly hit the faceplant van, and
Yeah, that was a fun day.
and actually I think someone else got first, you got second, and I actually got third. But that's the first day I landed. I landed a cab 3 like slide spin like in the finals on the mini stick, and like that was like huge for me to like land that. So it was cool how that pushed me. Yeah, there's a little clip right here of the hill, and it was a sick parking lot, and it was so wide. So like me as like a surfer, I'm like going side to side and like pumping, and it was just sick as setup, just like a nice roller.
And definitely a fun hill, kind of steep. Definitely fun.
It got steep at the end,
but you had so much room to work with.
Yeah, so much room. And this is when I started riding like bigger boards than the mini stick, and started figuring out like, oh, okay, like I can do cooler stuff on like different boards and go faster and do bigger slides.
I mean, I was already blown away with you doing your 360 on the hill that day. Not to mention the style and how easily you were doing it. That's what made me. That's what brought the sweat on my brow that day.
Shout out Nomad Clientele. This music.
Lovers with my wife, I will be home again in no time. On that you can rely.
I remember that session was like in Newark, and that was just a game changer too. It was like, oh wow, I can do a lot more on a bigger board.
I will succeed. What's happening? I know. I guess you'll have to let me know.
Whoa, let me know.
We know who edited this one. I've got that song melted into his brain. Probably heard it 1,000 times.
That was a Ricky edit, but the sidewalk surfer that one had actually like over 6K views. That was one of our bigger viewed videos because we would only get like less than 1,000 most of the time, which was a little discouraging.
Dude, thrift shop was such a bop. I love that. Y'all did like a parody thrift shop, like, and y'all skated like gnarly ditch spots too, man. Like I feel like, I mean, I'm sure there's a video of it all in this deep archive of videos we got here, but yeah, y'all were like, and somehow everybody on the Faceplant team blended all three. Like there wasn't anybody who, like, everybody skated like a surfer, but like fast.
Picking the team was a big deal to me for sure. I think, and that's kind of cool to hear about, interviewing the other riders that we have and hearing about the other companies and how picky they were about their team riders. And it's like, yeah, it's a big deal. Like you want your team to represent everything that everything that you want. So style was a big thing, and really riding like everything was a big thing too. Like we didn't want just like you to do one thing. It's like you got to do it all. It's all fun, and it makes you a better rider.
We got a deep question here. So, a lot of people in the longboard community are friends. It's a small community. People start teams, and they want to put people on their team who they know and they're friends with. Was there a point in time where you put someone on the team who you weren't really tight with?
Ooh,
or
good question.
Like it sounds like a lot of teams are generated from like friendships, right?
Yeah, you definitely had to be like a homie. It wasn't just like a stranger where it's like, oh, he's so good. It was like, oh, you're good, and it's like, let's hang out. Okay, you're cool. All right, you want to be on the team?
Yeah, that's rare. I feel like skateboarding brands are more or less just like one homie started a business, and the rest of the homies on the team are the homies.
Right. But yeah, going to the Surf the Streets, I met Jared, and I also met Carden Allard and Austin Boothlet, who, they were ripping it off the kickers, already doing 180s, and I was just like, holy shit, like I haven't seen anyone do that yet. And they were just gnarly dudes, and then we hang out with them after the event, and we literally
You want to
were
play
like,
tag, dog?
yeah, literally like, you want to be on the team? They're like, yeah, fuck yeah. So then right from then, there was just like friendship born, and yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm still really good
Did
friends
you
with
grow
Carden.
Did you grow up with Tino? And when did Brian Fitch come into the picture?
Yeah, so Tino, I met him through the ski bum when I worked at the ski bum, because he was, a snowboard bum just like me, coming into the shop needing stuff or just wanted to look at boards and loved, shooting the shit with them. And I went. I went. We
Tino's
always.
like the genesis. So Tino's always like the spark of like these great people.
He loved to snowboard, and so did I. So we ended up, snowboarding together quite a bit throughout the winters, and then he started, longboarding with us. But he would he was more into street decks, but he would do that with like soft wheels and still like hang with us. So he was just like the homie that just hung out with us, and it was just time at that point, and he had improved as a rider, and I was like, well, you're on the team, man. And it was cool because he was so like honored, and like it, realized it is such a big deal for people, and like, don't mean to exclude anyone. It was just, I don't know, you just want a certain vibe, and you got to like the people you're hanging out with.
Absolutely.
He was committed. He actually got a faceplant tat. Do you have a faceplant tattoo?
That came later, but yeah, the dude is hardcore. Love you, Tino.
Yo, if you get a tat and you're not on the team, it's kind of awkward.
He was on the team, and he always will be. He's a faceplant OG for sure.
These days, I feel like it's harder to get on a team because there's just like there's not a lot to go around. For people who are out there trying to get on some shit and be on some shit, but you're not super connected with like a team or a group of friends who are building a brand, what advice would you give to them to maybe like achieve their goals in these days?
Practice a lot, go to events, and like talk to people. I think going to events is huge. Like the more you go to them, even if you're quiet, like you just got to keep going to events, because people will recognize you. Like they'll be like, oh, you were at the last two, like what's up? And yeah, going to events, that's where like the sponsors are too.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna
takes time.
seen. And that's how you like gauge where you're at, like level wise. Like, are you in the top? No. Okay, well, go practice more. Like, you got to be at the top to be sponsored. Like, and there was a crazy time, 2011 to 2015, where it was just like everyone was sponsored and everyone wanted free stuff, and it was just like it was really hard to it was like, sponsor me emails were coming in like crazy, and it was just like,
Right,
dude,
you were building
you
wheelers
just learned how to longboard a year ago, like you're not ready yet, like keep that. But I would say I was always sending something super encouraging, like keep sending me videos, and like go to events and send me your results and that kind of stuff, because
That's tough, dude.
It is. But yeah, just ride because you have fun, and just see if you're, and then go to an event, see how good you are, and see if you like doing the event, because sometimes it's super stressful for some people.
For sure.
Start small, work big. That's how I've always done it. But yeah, no. Personally, I always started small, and it worked my way up to a bigger company. But in today's modern times, sorry, if you don't live in California or like New York, or if you don't have the if you don't have the connections at all, I definitely recommend starting smaller because it's easier. Because dang it, smaller companies are easier to get a hold of. If you're lucky, a local skate shop that genuinely and actually cares about the community and the industry, I would say start there. But I mean, but then
Not
you might.
everybody got a skate shop, you know.
But then you also will come across local skate shops that are very how do I say this, traditional, where they may not be so welcoming to longboarders. They're like, oh, we're skateboarders from the 70s and 80s. We're hardcore. It's like, okay, I respect your boundaries. But like, okay, but this is what I do, or this is what we do. And sometimes you'll be welcomed with open arms. Sometimes you'll get kicked out the door. Like, get that other stuff out of here. We don't want no part of that. And unfortunately, personally, that is something that I've come across in my journey. But I mean, I hope that other people have not come across that.
Ain't no one stopping J-Lo.
Situation.
Ain't no one stopping J-Lo. No one's stopping you. No one. Nobody's there.
Well,
You?
I mean, you're not wrong, but it was never a smooth road, a smooth path.
What ignites you? What ignites you to try harder?
To prove people wrong.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I think also having like homies too, like doing it with friends and trying to like get by together helps too.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's definitely nice to have a. It's definitely nice to have a supportive group.
It's better to have one longboarder in the community. No, it's better to have two longboarders in the community who rip than one.
You're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong.
We were talking about Slidejams on the mini stick and Surf the Streets 2012 at Virginia Tech. And then where'd you go from there? We start experimenting on longer boards. We get influenced by Slidejams. Your team starts influencing what you're doing. You start to like change your trajectory towards a certain thing, and that would being Slidejams. So tell us about that kind of like, okay, we're changing the compass dial. We're aiming this way. If you're with us, you're with us. If you're not, get out of here. Like, how did that influence of Slidejams affect your team and the growth of Faceplant Boardriders?
Yeah, going to events specifically. How did that affect?
Yeah, I mean, Carden meeting, like 2012, meeting Carden and Austin, that was like the start of big team influence. It was like new life into the team. They were more connected into the longboard like scene, and they knew like they wanted like W concave, so they were pushing Ricky and I to build these boards that we've never built before with like W concave and kicktails, and they helped us design some really great boards that were kind of more widely liked by the longboard community. It's kind of like what people were looking for. Carden is a great engineer, and very lucky to have him on the team because he helped design some really great boards that I think were really popular. And they were just really great riders, like doing big slides, switch toe sides, and ripping it off the kickers.
Which board was this?
This was the Thrill Ride, is the first one that they created together. And then later, Carden made his pro model, the Lard, which it's pretty cool. It actually was just like, he sent me this shot. I wish I could remember the name. It's a pro model for another really good like street rider that like made like an oversized street deck. It looks exactly like the board that he designed. We were just like kind of cracking up about it, and he actually bought the board. So he's got like all the versions of his own his own model. It was a great shape. So yeah, the new team influence was shaping that, and then we were starting to have going to slide jams, then hosting our own slide jams, and doing that. We just met so many great riders, and some were taken already by other sponsors like Original and like some other ones. So it was kind of like, okay, who's the up and coming? And I always felt like I had a great eye for like up and coming riders that can't believe they're not sponsored yet. I'm gonna scoop them up, and then they would end up leaving me a little bit later. We moved from Cape May, New Jersey, moved to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania with my good friend Brian and my girlfriend Kim, who's my wife, and another roommate. And yeah, that was kind of like the start of like me on my own outside of my brother. I was taking over all the board building responsibilities. I had like a really great basement shop. It's actually like the house that we chose, like that was the parameter. I had to have the space to like make this a business. And so that was like, okay, full on, I'm going for it. Like I got the team, we're doing the events, I'm building the boards, it's all rolling. Like 2000, like the end of 2012 was when we did Skate the Cape, and we started Wheeler's Wheels. So that from then on, and I moved into my house November 2012. Like it was crazy. I did Skate the Cape, and then I moved into my new house, and then started Wheeler's Wheels with my brother, and it was just like full on for the next 3 to 4 years.
Okay, before we get into Skate the Cape and Wheelers, I want to know, were you kind of like just like blasting sessions in your local community? Like how did the community around you where you moved kind of react to you being there? Like was there a lot of people skating, or were you kind of like on your own with a couple people? Like did you move there because of the skate community, or what made you go to Bethlehem?
Moved there to be close to the mountains. We were only a half hour from Blue Mountain. Brian was a ski instructor, like a snowboard instructor there, and I was just like, this sounds great. And I freaking loved Brian, and he was such a good time, if you know the guy. And so he was like my main riding buddy, honestly. And where we moved, we would literally skate from our house down the street, like in these really cool alleyways. And then we got to High Street in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where it was literally like 5-minute skate. And that was just like the perfect slide jam hill that we practiced on every day, and we had each other to push each other, and so much progression happened because we were living together, we were skating together, and just really pushing each other. So that was huge progression time as far as my skating. I learned I'm a good skater today because of the team around me and my friends. Like I learned so many tricks from my team.
Good old Bethlehem.
And yeah, this is High Street. This is where me and Brian skated. It was right down the street from our house, and we skated here for like 2 years. And then I was, doing events in 2013. I went to city council and told them what I wanted to do, and they were pretty stoked on it. And I just had to survey each of these houses, and everyone has seen us skate there, so they were pretty stoked, all except for this one guy who was a really
and they're right at the top of the hill.
You're right at the top of the hill too. He would like mow his grass like at us. Like we literally parked like the moving van in front of his house. We were just like, "Fuck you." And, but we only needed 80% approval, so that was
Who is this?
That is
right there.
Wow,
dude. This is peak Ventus. You should run that back just real quick. I mean, sorry.
This man deserves great.
I have never
The remix king. That man has introduced a style of longboarding that the world has never seen before. I still have hiccups.
Look, 1 foot.
No drag.
Boom.
Dance over the rim.
That is the man right there.
Yeah.
So
3 1-piece exchange with a fucking Eddie Gordo breakdance. Like, get the fuck out of here. He does this also in skate parks, in bowls, with that board.
Yo, so someone told me that Ventus stayed at their house one time, and it was a fucking nightmare. But with a skater
Dave,
like
can you
that,
pick me up from Skate the Cape? I'm flying in from Colorado. I'm sponsored by Shake Shack. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's
there you go.
a lot of
There
those
you go,
in the
Gordy. Now
community.
you're flying.
Nice.
Now you're
Gordy.
flying.
Who was that? I did not remember that.
I don't remember that.
Wild.
Whoa,
This
nice
was
little
this
wow.
is
That
just
was gnarly,
this is a
Gordy.
perfect freaking venue.
Such
That
a
is
good
this is peak Faceplant too, by the way. Like
dreams.
everybody was showing up, everybody was showing out, everybody was involved. Like
Well, it
I
was
think-
like
I think
if
it
the
was-
Faceplant team shows up, and we're like 10 deep of like really good
Let's go.
riders.
Let's go.
yeah.
And then the other people that came and competed, we ended up loving them because they could hang. And if they weren't sponsored, we'd be probably sponsor them, like Zach
Oh,
Longacre
what's
here.
that dude's name? Noah. Is
Zach
that
Longacre.
Zach Longacre? Yeah,
This is a
dude.
clip.
Man, I miss that guy.
Yeah, super talented skater. Here's Gordy doing the
Wow.
world record,
Gordy
58
World
inches,
record.
with his famous and legendary
unofficial world
hippie jump
record.
talent.
That was
We got
So,
another podcast
insane.
with that shit.
That was insane to see. That
So Rob, so what made you want to like start pushing events more? Because like there's definitely like a peak time where like first you start making boards and you're hanging out and you're like just kind of like doing your own thing, and then it seems like around like like the peak skateboards longboard season era 2011 2012 you start to like push more events, and then it's just like event after event. You started Skate the Cape, you did Rip the Elwood, you did the Red Bull Pagoda, you did the Bethlehem Slidejam, you did the Skate for Peace, like, and a few more that I can't even remember. But like, where was that? What was the catalyst for that transition where you were like, yo, man, you know what? Events is where it's at. Because as an event organizer, like we all know that events don't usually make a lot of money. Like you might break even on a good day. And like, what were you winning back then? Was it the same kind of situation it is now? Was it totally different? Or like what was the catalyst and what was it like?
Yeah, so before Skate the Cape, it was like events were getting blown up by the cops because they were outlaw events. Like slide jams would be at a hill in a neighborhood, and the cops roll up, and then we'd have to like go to a new spot, and then it's like just kind of messed up the whole event. And so it's like, okay, someone's got to. The God, that was an epic tube crash.
No, that was an amazing afternoon.
Who's there? Oh, that was
Good old
great.
Boozer.
We might need to rewind that.
Where is
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Stepped out.
I got lost there. Oh, yeah. Events were getting blown up. So we wanted to do it ourselves and do it a legit event that we can, start to build the sport. And once we did Skate the Cape, it was just, Skate the Cape was so much fun, even at the very first year. And it was just like the best thing we did for Faceplant Boardriders. It was the best exposure. It was the most fun. We made money. So it was like, okay, events, we're making more money and getting the best marketing we could get than anything else we could do. So then I was super into doing as many events as I could handle. And it was tricky. Like Rip the Elwood, I had to go to like a town council meeting, and like I heard that later there was one guy that was like, out of like 10 of them, because they all said no, he was like, let's give this guy a chance. And he was like an old stoner guy too. It was really funny. but that's what it takes, just one person telling you like yes to like get your foot in the door. And luckily I had my shit together enough to make sure that when I got my foot in the door, I didn't fuck it up. And
Right.
I really learned that from Liquid Board Shop in Rehoboth, thanks to Derek Shakro, who was the owner there. He helped us do he helped us do the first Skate the Cape, and really showed me the way to do events safely and like what the venue wants to see to allow you. So that kind of really, again, helped me learn how to get these events like permitted, and then how to carry through and do them.
Man, back when the pavement was still good at Pagoda. Oh my God.
Yeah, this
It
was
was
rad.
even good in the winter. Fuck.
We had an intern from Temple, Matt Smith. Shout out Matt Smith, who got us hooked up with Red Bull, the Red Bull rep in Philadelphia, and they came to us with that they had some money and they wanted to do a longboard event. So me and him basically organized this whole longboard event, and it was crazy. Like, money was just not an option, and like they were charging like $20 for registration, and I was just like, you can charge like $100, but like they did not care. Like, and they sold out like in a day, and they're like, oh, maybe we'll open up like 20 more spots and we'll charge $40. It's all for them. It's all about media exposure. So they really don't care about what it costs. So it was really cool to have this opportunity to, do a big event like this. This was my first like free ride downhill. Like we did a downhill event, and I made damn sure there was a slide jam too. So it was this awesome downhill event at the Pagoda, which everyone knows about. It's pretty freaking rad. And this was a cool event that Billy Bones was there.
Billy Bones.
I was a young dude. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at this event either. I'm so glad it came together. And that's a big thanks to my team.
Let me ask you this. So, like, at this event, I'm sure there was a bunch of racers there to race, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
What was the percentage of, like, people there to slide versus people there to race?
It was like 2/3 race, 1/3 slide, and it was cool to see the crossover riders, which is very, very few in the downhill world.
Were people sliding and racing?
Yeah, well, the race was first, so if you weren't beat up from the race and you were gnarly enough to do the slide jam, you participated in the slide jam. And the slide jam was gnarly too. It was, it was on the top portion of this, which was really steep, and we had a big ass jump. And the dude Steve Vaughn, I think from Lanyard back in the day, he was freaking ripping.
Yeah,
and he did downhill too. So that was cool to see.
It's rare these days. Like if you do the race after the slide jam, like you're not gonna have any people show up.
Yeah.
I went to Puerto Rico and I was asking people who were in the race, like, "Are you gonna do the slide?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "But you whip." They're like, "Yeah, but my race is the priority." It's like, okay, so maybe we should do the race first, and then if they're still alive,
right,
do the slide jam.
Yep, that's the way to do it. Yeah, this was a big undertaking, but super fun.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been pretty exhausting with the Red Bull sponsorship and just all that, that talent there. And
yeah, but back then it was just like, it was 2014. I was kind of like really in my groove, and I was just like, this is my shot. And like, it kind of like didn't feel, I remember like not really being nervous. I wasn't really competing in it because I had to like make sure the event ran well. But yeah, it was actually pretty chill. But awesome opportunity, and I tried so hard to keep that contact, and she left Red Bull, and I tried so hard to like get my foot back in the door, but it's freaking hard. Sometimes you just get ghosted. I don't know.
For sure. Absolutely. We got a guest question here. Let's jump into it.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Gordy, and I got a question for Rob. If you had Red Bull money, I'm talking buku money, what kind of event or what kind of trick would you set up and get thrown down just like Red Bull would do it? And we've partnered with Red Bull in the past, so you can't say anything that you've already done with Red Bull. Let me know. I'm curious. Peace and love.
Great question.
Dude, I just saw him at Utah. It was fucking rad. I love that dude. He showed up. He was ripping. He was downhilling on easy hogs.
Oh god!
On a baseboard spin-a-bone double kick.
He's gnarly.
Look at Dave, all comfy and shit.
Very talented skater.
Dave has entered the hammock zone. If you are not watching right now.
Yeah, my back hurts, fellas. Sorry.
All good. I got a bed right here. I might jump on in a sec.
I mean,
Gordy
let's
was
keep it casual, you know?
Yeah.
we
All right, Ray. Rob, what you thinking?
we met Gordy at the first Skate the Cape, and super talented rider when I first met him, and signed him on the team. Right after that, he's been so loyal to Faceplant. Thank you so much, Gordy. You've been team rider all the way through since then, so it's really rad. Thank you. Thanks for the guest question. I would do. I want to make slide jams just as big as a downhill event. I want to do. I would do a slide jam event all across the U.S. Do like a city tour across the U.S., like 5 major cities, and it would be in the city at a rad hill with a freaking DJ and big ass ramps, and we would do. It would be a slide jam, and we would take the top riders and then do the finals from that, and these riders would get paid for making the podium enough to support them getting to the finals, and really showing this longboard community and the skateboard community that downhill longboarding, especially the freestyle part, is freaking rad, and we haven't had that platform yet to do it. Like, I've seen Red Bull do this downhill event in Italy, but it was a bunch of street skaters who were freaking ripping it. They're hitting huge ramps and still doing like they're incredible. But like, we need to get to that point where the hill gets steeper, to where you need longboards to do slides that are super stylish, super long, super controlled, put ramps all up and down the run in like strategic spots that complement the terrain and enhance the terrain, to show off that what you can't do on a street deck. And that's what we're missing. Like, downhill is cool and you need a longboard for that. You can't do that on a street deck, but freestyle is just so much better. And that's what street skaters are getting paid for. They're doing freestyle stuff. That's where the money is. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I've tried to do with slide jams, is focus on slide jams, because this is where the sport is. It's about expression and freestyle, and like, but let's get it to the level where a street skater can't say, "Oh, that's lame," or like, "I can do that. I can do that better and cooler because I can do a kickflip off that like ramp." It's like, "Oh yeah, well, can you go 20 freaking feet at like 30 miles an hour and like bust a huge slide or a big combo before the ramp and then do a trick off the ramp?" And like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, this event. Thank you for pulling this up. Yeah, these guys are super rad, and this is a sick event. But like, let's make the hill steeper so that they would be out of control. So you need soft wheels to get this control, but like a downhill disco, but like gnarlier downhill with like a little more open space.
Yeah, Caflamet, or everybody still talks about Ithaca, like, and that's what Ithaca had. That's what Senmass 8 had. Like, all those fucking events where there was the biggest turnout. It was a hybrid event, just kind of like Skate the Cape and Oaxaca, where you got a slide jam, you got a slalom, and you got a downhill. You're bringing in 3 crowds, and everybody that talks about those other events the most, what they talk about, even Will Royce's favorite, I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I heard Will Royce say his favorite event was Caflamet. And like the just because of exactly what you're saying, Rob, the big fat ramps on a huge ass hill were just like unparalleled. Nobody's ever done it like that, like this. Like,
yeah,
it's a hot take, and I agree with it.
This one right here is the only downhill event that Red Bull has done besides Pagoda, I think.
Oh, nice! Wow, that's interesting.
Let me show you here.
I just really think that would set us apart.
Thing in San Francisco a long way back.
You know what's funny is, I think there was
Steep Crest.
That was.
Oh, this might be it.
This is it. They were like jumping.
Oh, this is it. Yeah.
21%.
I was here in town while this was going down, and they were
I
like,
think Will won this race.
Holy shit!
Holy fuck.
luges were jumping over the fucking bumps too. It's like a luge, bikes, and downhill skateboards. And
it's like a small little kicker. But it doesn't need to be much because it's like a foot high.
Flying.
Because the thing is so big anyway. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
You can't do that on a shortboard.
Yeah. Right.
That's all right there.
Damn, that back there is sick.
That is insane.
Yeah. That, but more freestyle enhanced rather than like speed. And oh man, it'd be so cool to see.
People would watch that.
Cool.
Yeah.
We got more events that you did.
Okay.
Let's jump into some more events that you've thrown. Because you are the man who does the events and has the ideas.
I did. I was on a freaking roll there.
Yeah, you had some really good ideas that just like were not only for skating, but for what's Skate for Peace?
Oh, Skate for Peace. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this.
So Brian Fitch, he worked at this Kids Peace facility, and Brian convinced them for us to do a skate event here. We had downhill, slalom, slide jam, and there's this really sick ditch. So we did like a ditch expression session. It was just a long ass day of skating. By the time we got to the ditch session, people were like, "Fucking tired, man." But it was a fun day. It was cool because this Kids Peace facility, kids that need help in some way, or like they're getting out of an abusive relationship or of that kind of nature. I wish Brian was here to explain it better, but it was cool because he has kids and he did a skate class at this facility and started it as like it helps you mentally, which it definitely does. So it's cool to like have all these skate athletes here, and the kids came out and were able to watch us, and they were super stoked. So it's a real feel good event, and this one really is props to Brian Fitch. He really did all the work for this one, but it was great because we were living together and doing all these events. So it was just like another one added to the list.
What year was this?
2013, and I think we did it and then I think we did it again in 2015.
Wow, so you guys are like just like leaning in hard to that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was doing Skate the Cape, Bethlehem Slide Jam, Rip the Elwood, and they were like solid. So then I was trying to find a fourth because it just like kind of worked with the timing of everything. But it was tricky to find that fourth event that was solid.
Was there anybody else in the area? Was there anyone else in the area who was throwing slide jams or events? Or was it all you?
No, there definitely was. I feel like there's a ton of outlaw events before I started doing these organized events. There had to be other events too.
That was Andrew Collins right there.
Yep.
And that's Emily Cross, the legend.
Wow.
Oh! You might find a video of old daddy in there with some freaking skates.
Thingos, Jesse. Yep, that's Carden.
Hell yeah. Eat shit and die, bro.
Dax.
Yes.
Who was that? Was that Max?
That was Dax Prateritz.
Oh, Dax Prateritz, of course.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Is that Robbie Boy?
Holy
yes,
shit.
It was.
That's Andrew Collins.
Yeah, this is what slide jams used to be like there.
Good bail, Jesse.
Wow, dude. Holy shit. That was insane.
Yeah. This was super controversial that Carden and I
Dax was in his prime in that era. Oh my gosh. He was throwing down his spins.
What was the controversy? Just that, you threw it, you shouldn't win?
Yeah, and I kind of stopped doing slide jams after that, too, because of that.
Well, I mean, who was doing the voting? Oh, man, he's right in the chunk, too.
We had a panel of three judges, Austin, Earl, and somebody else.
Is that when you started doing the crowd rubber bands?
Yeah, because I also liked the rider judge element of Uncle Funky's. So yeah, it was kind of like a combination of that. Yeah, I think that did happen because of that. Because I was like, okay, well then let's all judge it then. And then that got out of hand because people were being stupid.
Just voting for people were just
Yeah,
voting
it's
for
like,
Benjamin
oh,
because
God.
it was the craziest shit they ever seen, but it was like the same shit.
Yeah, I was like, fucking longboarders, man.
You started making
Jeez.
your own like boards and your own like products. Like, tell us about the robbery.
Yes, so the Boardrider came 2015, and that was just like a combination. I was still riding like cambered boards before then. I was seeing my team riders ride these, you know, more unique shapes and seeing what they could do on it. And I was getting more into going fast and doing bigger slides. So I needed a board to do that. So I combined the favorite elements of my favorite boards and end up with the robbery, which I freaking love. And I still ride today. And yeah, that's just the coolest part about doing all this is building your own boards and riding them because I love boards. I love surfboards. I love snowboards, all different kinds of shapes. Like it's so fun to ride different shaped boards. And like I get to do that myself with skateboards. And they really do give you a different ride depending on so many little tweaks. So it was cool. I mean, always to make new boards. That's always my favorite part.
Get these shots. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Just the goods. Just the goods.
And the robbery, I finally gave into concave, and I did some cool stuff like Slidey's rails, and I knew I wanted a directional board with a tail, and just found my magic board that felt good to me. And I
Jared,
could like do all the cool stuff.
Huh?
did you ever ride a faceplant board?
Yeah, I got a mini stick.
Mini stick.
And it actually helped me get my first win in a slalom race ever.
Whoa, really? That's rad.
Yeah, you were there, dude.
Let's skate the Cape?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Nice.
I don't believe it.
And roll back the tape. I know I definitely used a mini stick for a slalom race. I do remember that for a fact. Now, whether if I got first place with that board, I do not remember that detail.
Do you feel like you were intentionally? Do you feel like you were like on an intentional trajectory, or were you just like there were some things about your boards that are like super unique that one wouldn't think works well. People are like, oh, that looks weird. That's not gonna work. But like for instance, the mini stick. Like the mini stick really is the way you have the angles of the trucks. It makes it a surfy from the back, a turny from the back skateboard. But the way that it's like curved, it really like puts you in this little pocket. Like Jared said, like you want to slide jam with it or the slalom with it. And it provides a different kind of pump than a traditional board, but somehow it works. Do you feel like you did that on purpose, or was that just kind of like a happy little accident? And how much of what you have been doing has been like, you just kind of like, you don't really have a direction, you're just kind of working through it, and what turns out is something really awesome.
Yeah, I never took woodshop class or anything like engineering school. I was very much inspired by snowboarding and surfing, and I really went by feel. I'd say with like my riding and my board building and just everything I did when I was like younger. Like now I can like kind of. It took me a while to like be able to like in my head like envision a trick or something, and that can like help me like learn it now. Like back then I couldn't do that. I was all about doing it and like feeling it. And the mini stick was definitely a happy accident, just feeling it. And it was made because it was so skinny. We probably had like leftover wood and we were just like, oh, let's do this one. And we were just doing a bunch of like camber kicktail shapes back then. But yeah, that one is just a magical little happy accident because it just feels so good. Like made that board so long ago, and like tic-tacking that on the sidewalks and the flats can just like make your day so fun. Like the tiniest little pavement on the mini stick is so fun, but then once you get good at it and you take it to like big hills and stuff, it's like it's a challenge. But I challenge anyone to try it because it's going to make you a better rider. It's going to help you learn how to turn better, and that's why I've won a bunch of slalom races on it. It's a great slalom board, and yeah, helps me be a better rider. It's only 6.5 inches wide, so your toes and your heels hang off, and yeah, that camber and kicktail just feels so good for some reason. But
Got a guest question here from Cam.
What do you think the most influential discipline is in longboarding? And why and how?
I would say
Question?
free riding and raw runs. That seemed to be like what everyone worshipped during the up and coming. It wasn't like downhill, wasn't slide jams. It was just like raw runs. Oh my god, Liam Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, like 2013 was the time.
Yeah,
we had some shit
free
going on
riding
there.
and whatever Liam Morgan did at the time. He captured.
We had skits back then. We had
a lot of
skits.
stuff.
Rob had skits too.
Let's see it. What's going on?
Put you want to see a Rob skit? Put on Thrift Shop. Oh, this was a good one.
So
This was
good.
one of the most recent ones. You have no
man.
idea.
Yes.
Hey!
Too many cooks in the kitchen,
That's
bro.
a great
Wow.
You gotta get me one of those.
The wave.
One of those faceplant aprons.
Yeah.
Wait, Mark?
Mark was on the team. So this is the.
Wait, when was this made?
This was the 2020, man.
This was really recent. This was like so many times.
The resurgence. The resurgence.
Eric was in this?
Wow. With
We
the
had-
Red
I do
Bull
not
shirt.
remember that
Yeah.
video.
Tina. Wow. What?
Good
Where is
old
he at?
Tino.
Indoor? Is that Japan?
Does it? Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. These are all.
Pull out a fucking weird dog.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Oh,
Good old
baby.
Cammy boy.
So tell us about the
Jordy,
faceplant.
okay.
Tell us about the faceplant.
Yeah. So the
Danny boy.
I had my OGs, and then I had the 2012 to 2015 kind of like my core team of the happy building phase, and lots of cool stuff were happening like Red Bull and stuff.
Jesse King.
And then things started to die out, right? And we kind of needed new blood in the team.
Who's Kyle?
So, and I wanted to do a snowboard team and a surf team and a skateboard team. So I was just like, let's bring in all these dudes that I know are rad, and I know them, and that's kind of where Dave comes in. Dave, can you kind of explain it? I made Dave the team manager at the time, and we were doing Zoom meetings, which was super rad. So yeah, tell me from your perspective about that time.
About that part of that time or that whole time?
I don't know. Start with the beginning.
Well, the beginning for me was probably 2014, 2013 maybe, is when I went to a first Skate the Cape. My first Skate the Cape, I think it was 2 or 3. And same as he was saying, this dude Tino at the ski bump. I was at the skate shop down the street, and this dude Tino came in and inquired about Skate the Cape. And I was there inquiring about the business, college biz. I was in college for business, and I was talking to the local skate shop, and I was just picking their brain. And then here comes Tino and asks about Skate the Cape, and I'm like, wait a minute, man, let me go check that out. And yeah, and that was the heyday, the heyday of the skate crew. There was Tino and Gordy and Brian Fitch, and Ricky was still around, and Carden and Austin. And by that time, the team was already pretty big. But I think Rob moving from Bethlehem to California was kind of like also a point at that. That was a couple years later. Like it was really big at that time. A couple years later, Rob moved to California, and I think that kind of changed the dynamic. Everybody was kind of moving away. I mean, Gordy moved to wherever. Gordy moved to Colorado. Tino moved to Colorado. Brian Fitch went north, and everybody just started going their own direction. But then once Rob got to California, it kind of changed into this other thing. Like Rob still really wanted to keep everybody going and doing. And I don't know how he did it, man. He actually kept everybody together and united under the front. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I was doing my
for a
own
couple
thing.
years.
I was doing my own. Everybody was doing their own thing, but it was still like the common goal, you know?
Yeah, and like longboarding was really like going like out. It felt like my sales were way down, but I was just like, let me try to expand it and let me do what I've always wanted to do with this brand and make it snowboard, surf, and skate. So, I was designing clothes and I was doing all these other products like hand planes for body surfing. And I'm starting to dabble in like snow surfers, and I'm designing clothes for surfing and for snowboarding while still doing the boards and
still
trying
doing
to like
full-time, having a full-time job and being a dad as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah, like my paycheck from Faceplant only lasted from 2013 to 2015, and after that, I had a food truck, and it's always been a side hustle, but it's been my passion. It's been what I've done since I've been 13. Like, so it just seems like
food? What kind of food?
It like at this point, it's just like this is what I do. So and like let me just do what I wanted to do with the brand that I've always wanted. It's kind of like I think it was like the start of my bucket list of like maybe I didn't quite see it as the end yet, but I was just like I'm gonna force this and kind of thing. But it was cool. Like we did a snowboard movie, like with the whole snowboard team. It's a half-hour long boarding pass. I'm super stoked on it. Everyone did their own edit or gave me their footage, and I did their edit for them. And I freaking love the intro. If you watch it, just watch the first 2 minutes of it. It's freaking awesome. And then we did a team longboard video as well. Which was super rad to get the whole team together, and everyone was like super pumped, and like that was kind of a cool like, oh, we're doing this, and like you need to do your part, and like I'm doing mine. But it was kind of frustrating too because like skaters, they're procrastinators, and they don't do their shit, and it's just like I want you to like want to do this well, just like with the virtual Slidejam. It's like I want you to want to do it, but I can't make you do it. Right. But everyone did show up and do their part, but there was controversy. I mean, we had Jesse Fabrizio on the team. He didn't ride Faceplant board. He gets the ender part because he's freaking rad. And like, I'm getting pressure from the team of like, yes, he is the best rider. And like, some riders aren't riding the boards, but that's okay. And I'm like, is it okay? I don't know. Like, what's the point of all this if you're not like riding the boards and trying to sell my boards? Like, so it was just starting to get like confusing and messy. And
that's not okay. That's not okay. If you're riding another board for a video part for a brand that you're not riding the board for, that's not okay. Like
conflict of interest.
There's no point in having this part be the ender because he's not riding a board. Like this at this point, it's just like if you don't look close enough, he's on a Faceplant board. But
yeah. And I think the old me would have done that, but
hard time.
He left the company right after this. It was just kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? And what like it was a bummer because I had a lot more riders with all this new influx, and half of them didn't ride the boards. Some of them altered the boards. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. Like, what do you think you're doing? Just coming in here and like do whatever fuck you want. Like,
what year was this? What year was this?
This was like
2020.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah, it's
And it was hard because I was getting all this weird, like, mixed information, and like it was sad because my core group of riders like weren't riding anymore. Like, I was afraid to ask them, like, why aren't you riding anymore at the events? Like, I still am. Like, it's still fun, and I was afraid to have this conversation because I didn't want to lose those friendships. I was like, I still want you to be in this, because like that's what's fun to me, like you guys. And I had this new group, and it was just like I was just being torn of like, I'm like, I need to focus on the new, but like I want to have my friends kind of still do it with me, and they weren't doing it, and that was kind of hard. And like my brother stopped doing it, and I was just kind of like, then it was just like, what am I doing? 'Cause they're not riding
for real
boards.
though.
I'm wasting my time.
I
I'm
can
wasting my
relate.
time building these boards like for them, and it was this is when like the dark time started, and I
Yeah,
was just like,
man.
what the fuck? Yeah. But then I saw Virtual Slidejam, and this is when I still had the team, and I was super stoked because it was like my team was fizzling out, and like this was like, oh, cool, it's like a slide jam, and like I loved it, and that's why I competed in it, and I told my team about it, but I didn't push them like I normally do with stuff. I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Like, you can do whatever you want now. Like, I kind of wanted to be my own rider again, and like just take control of like myself, and like, so I was stoked when I got third, like in the first one that I entered that was international. Like, I was super proud to be the only American to podium, and then the next year to win best style and best line. I was super proud of that. So, thank you for making that, because that like again, like, it was crazy because it was like I was holding on, I was ready to give up, and then like there's always this like little light. I'm like, oh, let me chase that, and like Virtual Slide Jam was like that for me, and like so was the pucks, like having the pucks like at the end of the team, and like I was getting all this positive influence from people I didn't even know. I was like, holy crap, a product that's super easy to make and people love it. This
Yeah, what's
feels
going
good.
on? What's going on with the what's up with the pucks? I didn't know about this shit. What's up with the pucks?
Yeah, so Zach Veely started the pucks, and he's using the raw material leftovers from his dad's. Won't tell you because it's a secret, but and he stopped the pucks, and he was a team rider on Faceplant. He's a homie. He came to skate the Cape 10, and he stopped it. And then I was good friends. I was in touch with him, in touch with his dad, and got the material. And they were stoked on selling me the material. So I was like, fuck it, why not? And actually, I had a slab of it, and I used it as a snowboard ramp. And then I made some for like Mark Anthony and a few other team riders, and they were super stoked on it. And I was like, all right, maybe I should make like pucks.
Wow.
Hey, yeah, that was one good thing that really did come out of Faceplant, like that I'm lacking in my own personal team. Like when Rob has an idea, his ability to extract data and input from other people is just, and compile it and like use it is like, is envious, man. Because I'm like, hey, man, try this out, give me some feedback, and people are like, yeah, it was good. No, I didn't like it. Like, and that's it. But like, man, when the team was like when he first like it was getting top heavy when he had the snow, skate, and surf, but everybody was active in the chat because there was like nothing else going on around like COVID times, and everybody was just like, oh, what do I think about that? I got nothing but time to fucking write about it. And the gloves was the pucks was a huge. He was already making like certain size pucks thickness, like 1/2 inch or 3/8 or something like that, and we were like, man, what if it was like 1 inch thick?
Smart.
Like, we wouldn't need risers or nothing, and like about the time, this is something else that's pretty cool about like the skate industry too that happens a lot is like when one person has a good idea, like somebody else has a great idea at the same time, and they're totally unrelated. And like I think Cone's gloves did 1 inch pucks at the same time. We were talking about it, and but Yeah, man, that was just super cool, man. Like we had different formulas and I like the nerdery. And, like I like the testing and the feedback and like changing like the technical shit. And like that was something that I have yet to master. I don't know how you did it, but you had a great team of great minds that actually like cared about something and like that's something to be proud of. Just having someone care about your shit is like that's enough for
Well,
me. You
that's
know?
what really makes like the thing work. It's like if people care about what you're doing, right?
Right.
If you're making
Yeah.
shit and people don't care about it, like ain't gonna happen. Like if people
But
care about it,
you should be making it for yourself, you know. But still, having other people like it is much. It makes it a lot easier, you know.
absolutely. We got a guest question here. Let's throw it up on here.
Oh, I know that ditch.
Oh,
Do you know
no.
that ditch, Rob? Do you know that ditch?
It's right next to his house. I skated it many times.
What's up, everybody? My name is Eric Hinton, aka Original. Robin and I go way back to the early 2009 as Grommets, making boards in the basement with Sharpie and spray paint, just beautiful creations. So we grew up in Flatland, Delaware, and spent a lot of time just driving around, looking for hills to bomb. I got to ask you, Robin, now that you're on the West Coast, what has been the thing you miss the most about riding on the East Coast? I also got to throw in there, you know, since 2009, I've been riding the same original shaped deck. What board have you created, or have you just had the most fun riding? Sharing my Delaware love.
Love you, Reg. Thank you very much. I miss all you guys the most. That's what I miss the most, like the Faceplant crew. Yeah, I have not found it out here, so it really was a special thing that we all created, and that is what I miss most. Miss most riding with you guys, even though I have amazing hills out here now and beautiful mountains to snowboard. I miss doing it with you guys for sure. And as far as a board, I would say the mini stick I've had the most fun on. I still have the most fun on.
Hell yeah. Let's get real. So I can relate to you, Rob. Like if you move to a new place, it's hard to find ride or dies. I feel like that's the thing. Like if you're an older skater and you're looking for that same, I mean, I found this at Park City. Like I had to go to Utah to get that family reunion vibe. So and Skip the Cape too. Like I had to travel across the country for that, and Puerto Rico. Like if I'm looking for that same vibe these days, like as a person who's been in it for like 10 plus years, like gotta travel.
Longboarding is a traveling circus for sure, and got to go to the events, and definitely charges you up every time. And yeah, when you see the people, it's like you just picked up right where you left off.
So you moved out to California. Things are kind of like changing direction. Start snowboarding more. You're really like not. Are you? You're not really into it anymore. Do you like what? Like how does it? Because it didn't just end overnight. It tapered off. Like
yeah.
When did you really know that you were like kind of done with it, and when did you like actually act on that? Like, did you know like way before it happened that you were like you made the decision, or did it just kind of like one day you're just like I'm out?
And no, it was a long premeditative process of because Faceplant means so much to me. Thought it was like my identity, and that if I got rid of it, I would like lose myself. So that was like super scary, and I didn't want to do that. That's why I held on for so long. But time is great, and was able to process and find so many positive things from the experience.
Yeah, I feel like when I first met you, Rob, like you were kind of in the midst of Escape the Cape 10, and you were always talking up, and I knew you were at the Tahoe Rider, so I was kind of surprised when you were very much supportive of the East Coast style. So going back to the East Coast and throwing this event must have been tough. Do you feel like you're going to bring that same energy to the West Coast, or are you kind of feeling like you are done with that? And do you feel like you have a responsibility to teach somebody from the next generation to have that same motivation for skate event hosting as you did on the West Coast, or are you kind of just like over it at this point? Like, you're not making boards anymore with Faceplant ending. You're not really planning on doing Skate the Cape anymore. Like, are you just going to drop it all and kind of just like leave it to the wind of the next generation, or what are you thinking at this point?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've tried to do with the virtual slide jam these past 2 years is, what I've always done is try to highlight slide jams and the riders that do it. I mean, I really think that's the future of the sport. It always was. It's something that the industry needs to get behind. Like, there's so much money that goes into a downhill event, and slide jams are way cheaper, but we can also boost those events up, get these riders paid, like, so that, we need to create the sport, and that's what I was trying to do. So I hope we created like a standard for slide jams that people can use, and inspiration to keep getting better at slide jams mostly. I mean, that's what I was really trying to do, but I was always I loved doing all types of riding, from pushing, slalom, to I love downhill, doing border cross, but I just felt like slide jams is something that the industry needed to get behind.
I agree, and I think Faceplant Boardriders has done a great job in pushing that, and I really hope that the next generation will realize that, and also ask for support where it matters most, because downhill racers are really very, very much supported by their own ego and their own kind of drive to have their own skateboarding put on the pedestal. But slide jammers, I feel like, are a little bit more modest. Like, they don't really have the same want to push their performance on the big screen, and we love it. You go to a slide jam; it's the greatest thing ever. You just see it, you absorb it, and you're in the zone. It's tough.
To add on to your question, to Rob's answer, I guess, is a lot of people don't know, like, Rob's already inspired the next generation, like, i.e. me, even though I'm like the older guy. Like, the next generation in the scene just has to be the next person that, you know what I mean? And I know for a fact that Rob's inspired tons of people, and they're still going there today. They're still out there today, and those people are inspiring people. So, like, mission accomplished. Like, Rob's already doing that. Like, he already set that up and pushed that domino. You know what I mean? And
facts.
Sure. I mean, like, you could keep going. You could keep, doing all this and that. But, like, when you don't have any gas in the tank, when you don't have any spark to do that, then you can't inspire other people. And I think Rob's just chosen he's sparked by something else these days. You know what I mean? And we're all sparked by our location and what we're able to do. And Rob's in a different location and is able to do things that spark him, like, way more deeply. And so he's just pursuing those passions, and he's sparking people in that way too.
I got to tick off my bucket list stuff, and I just feel fulfilled of what I've done, and I'm just ready to kind of focus on myself and riding and enjoying, like, I was like, literally, I was like, do I even like longboarding anymore? Like, I don't even know like what I like, because I just been like in this like Faceplant Boardriders. This is what I do. I just make boards, and I was literally, after I put out the post that I was like done, and I had so many mixed emotions, so like feeling feeling like I failed, and then also feeling grateful, and it was just kind of crazy, the whirlwind of emotions after like in my head like finalizing it. But I'm starting to feel like really good, and having that mental space to do cool new stuff, and I do like longboarding. I went out and had my best session I've ever had like a week ago. I did the longest slide I've ever done, and like literally like I can still remember the moment I was doing a Canadian bacon slide, and like the moment when I'm sliding, like it's literally like what Vin Diesel says, that 10 seconds or less, I'm free. But no, like longboarding feels so good. I'm so stoked to have it as a mental tool to express myself artistically in a way, and also like physically. Like I feel like I'm always going to be in shape because I love to do board sports, and I get to look forward to the next snowstorm or the next swell that comes for the rest of my life, and it's important to have stuff to look forward to. And
Exactly.
very thankful.
I just went to Park City downhill, and I gotta say, like, I was feeling like really in the moment, part of the crew, doing the work. And then as soon as that started to evaporate and go back to like normal life, I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like, I'm all by myself out here." But I started hearing people say, like, you know what? Like, it's all about looking forward to the next event. Like, the next one will come, and that's what it's about. You just got to look forward to the next one.
And looking forward to the next one, like in that downtime, like you're talking about, like it gives you something to focus on. Like, oh, I should go practice.
It's awesome though. Like the fact that you're still looking forward to like progressing and pushing yourself is it means a lot. Like it shows that you are a 1000% skateboarder, and regardless of a brand or a team, like you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna fucking rip, and when the shit's close to you. I know you got a family now, so that's a little harder to get out to where you need to be. But like, there's some shit in California. You can go out there, and
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
the thing, like,
I went to a slalom event this summer, and started to meet some of the local crew, like finally, and like I know I'm like, this is what I need to do. I need to go to a Slidejam in the Bay Area, and I need to but like going to that event was awesome, and I freaking won the slalom, so that was really cool, and it was a big crowd, and it was cool, kind of going unknown too. It just kind of it was nice just to feel like a Grom again at a skate event.
you gotta come to Park City next year, bro, and Hoopa.
Yeah, all right.
Hoopa and Park City are like back to back, and they're I hear Hoopa is a good time. It's like Northern California, and Park City, Utah, great time, good event, good
Go to
venue.
Hoopa. Go to Hoopa.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Hoopa.
But let's do another guest question here. We got Cardone.
What's up, guys? I got a question for Rob. Now that Faceplant's over, what's going on next? I know you got a lot of things going on in that head, and I'm sure there's a lot of adventures to be had. Let's hear it.
Good old Cardon.
I just got a windsurfer from inspection job, so I'm looking forward to learning how to do that.
Wow.
It's gonna be rad.
Hell
Never
yeah.
thought I'd do that in my life. Other than that, I'm looking forward to having time to do some surf trips with the Faceplant homies, and hopefully go to a Slidejam, and to go to Hoopa, and just have time to do all this shit again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you being out there, bro. I'm
Yeah,
stoked to see you at an
I'll
event that you're not
definitely be out
throwing.
there. Yes, exactly. I mean, hopefully skate the Cape 11 in the future. Who knows?
Okay, one more from Cardon.
All right.
Oh, shit.
one more quick thing for Rob. If you could be any pro athlete, who would you be and why?
Wow.
Ooh, good one. It's a tricky one. It's either Travis Rice, because he's a gnarly snowboarder and would have ton of epic access to terrain. But then I would like to be maybe Kai Lenny too, because he does all these really cool water sports. I feel like he's on the come up. He's about to do some really gnarly, great shit. So Travis Rice and Kai Lenny. Good questions, Carden. Thank you, buddy. Can't wait to do a surf trip with you. And thank you guys for hanging with me for so long. This is
Let's go to Guadalajara.
that's on my list too. I got so many things. I got too many damn hobbies and things to do, but that's a great problem too.
So
I think I just want to say in my own way, to wrap this up, that I was in a depressed, dark place there at the end, and like that's okay, and it's important to talk about that like with your friends, and I've gotten a lot closer with my friends since like just having the time and just being honest and real about like how you're feeling, and it's good to talk about that stuff to get it out, and I really am thankful for my friends and family who been able to call up and talk to about this stuff, and it's helped me like look back in a positive light. In a way, I felt like I did fail. I wanted Faceplant to be a successful business. I wanted to reward every single rider that stuck with me, and I just wanted to be able to hang out with all you guys more and have the means to do that. And that was a bummer to kind of like see it come to an end. But I've learned so much from Faceplant Boardriders. That's why I have a home inspection business, and that's where I live. I've made all of my decisions. Like it was the best. This is the best education I ever could have got, than from a university or anything like that. And the friends I've made from longboarding, it's really cool. Like Ben Udi in Utah, I would have never met that guy without longboarding, and I can say that about so many friends. And I'm really thankful to still have them as friends, and I think it will forever because everyone's pretty freaking cool. And longboarding did provide for me when I needed it most, like literally making rent by winning an event, selling boards when I needed to make ends meet. And it's kind of crazy how things work out that way. But also, I was a really shy kid up until Skate the Cape. I finally was just like, I don't want to be that kid anymore, and I want to like be a different person or be the person that I want to be, and I was afraid to do that. And longboarding gave me that confidence. Going to Oaxaca, seeing the community, feeling that vibe of these are like really gnarly cool people. Like we're going so fast downhill and we've all got the speed wobbles, we've all ate shit, but we're still here doing this, and like that's what connects us all. And I'm really thankful to longboarding for doing that. It's made me a better board rider. I'm a better snowboarder. I'm a better surfer because of it. And I'm really thankful. I feel like I ticked off a lot of boxes at the end there, and I'm looking forward to the future. Riding more. I'm gonna come out with. I've been working on a snowboard movie. It's called One Run Rob, and I've been working on it for like 4 years. I'm just basically stacking footage till I get enough to till I make it what I want it to be.
Holy cow, man! That's a.
So you look out for really,
that. My gosh, if you were hired by the big time studios, you would have been fired 3 years ago.
No, this is. I'm about to get on this wave. This is perfect. I've been stacking footage for about a decade, bro. I'm making a killer movie. It's gonna come out at my funeral.
Oh, but yeah, that's
can't wait to see it, Rob.
I got. Yeah, you wait for that, buddy.
Like, is there going to be a premiere for this or what?
I hope so.
Okay, a couple questions here.
Okay,
So
shoot.
from Faceplant Boardriders and your whole event lifestyle and your whole skateboarding anthology, do you feel like you're gonna make some more events in your area?
Like I don't know, but in my head, I'm already planning Skate the Cape 11, and I really
Don't
want
let Skate the Cape die. I will come to your house.
Shut up.
I really want I really
Shut up.
would like to do an event here in Truckee, like a Slidejam event, and just like
Oh, that'd be dope.
yeah, I'm kind of getting connected with the community, like somewhat now. And there's some really rad skaters here, so it's just gonna be a matter of time before I do that, and that'd be rad. And I'll definitely invite all you guys out here for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, in a way, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me, and that's really exciting for me too to not know.
What do you feel like wanting to do this week on your longboard? Do you have any plans? Do you have any goals?
Yeah, I'm actually I did the other session. I'm trying to get my toe sides to be proper. Ever since that James Kelly episode, I'm like, you know what?
35, dog.
I ain't freaking learn this. That's right. I'll get those 35s on there.
Yeah. Gotta find some 35 plates. or you know, there's some get some 43s. That's fine. Say it's like 15 years down the line and longboarding is like blasting off. What do you think you could bring to the table to push it at that point in time? What would you do?
I'd say event organization at that point. Yeah, I'd throw some rad events again if it was really popping off. I mean, yeah, like Rip the Elwood, we had the biggest attendance the first year, and then it just kept dwindling, and that was like all the events except for and it was like Skate the Cape is just the most fun. So I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it no matter what. That's why all the other events dropped off because it just didn't make sense anymore, unfortunately. So it's another lesson. If you like something, go to it. Spend your money on it.
I have one more question myself. If you had one piece of advice for maybe a kook just seeing this and getting into longboarding for the first time, or even an experienced person who's kind of doing or going down the path that you've gone down, what's one piece of advice that you would give someone about running your own business in this skate economy, or getting involved in this era of skate? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's a piece of advice you would give a Grom and a seasoned person in this scene right now to motivate them to go forward?
I know that's the thing. Like, what's the motivation now for longboarding? Like,
who knows?
Building.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the community, and I guess the feeling it gives you. Hopefully, it feels really good to you, and yeah, and that's enough to make you passionate enough to learn all these different slides.
All right, hot takes time. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hot takes. Okay. Toe side or heel side?
Toe side.
Ramps or rails?
Ramps.
Do you crumple or fold your toilet paper?
I crumple very quickly.
Caffeine or nah?
Yeah.
Okay. Slidejam or free ride?
Slidejam.
All right. Center set round lip or side set free ride wheel?
Center set.
Micro drop or single kick?
Single kick.
Camber or concave?
Ooh. Camber.
Oh. Okay. Favorite skate event?
Skate the Cape.
Favorite skate trip?
Puerto Rico.
If you could go anywhere on a skate event, where would you go and who would you bring?
Skate trip. Where would I go? Who to bring? I go to Puerto Rico, and we do the whole Faceplant crew. And you can come too, Kurt, and you too, Jared.
Hell yeah.
Right on,
Best
brother.
hill.
Best hill. I'd say the best hill was Ithaca Slidejam Hill. That hill was sick.
Ooh, I heard legends about that spot.
Fresh blacktop or powder?
Powder.
Ooh.
Oh! Bus runs or chairlift?
Oh, chairlift.
Okay. See, if you could have any sponsor, not longboard or skateboard, what would it be?
Milk and sushi.
Milk
What?
and sushi?
I drink a lot of
That's
milk.
not even a
but,
brand.
I do love-
Milk and
Milk?
sushi? What kind of wait, Rob, do you eat sushi and
I do
consume
eat
milk
sushi
in the
now.
same sitting?
No. I mean, maybe like
Okay. Oh, thank
Yeah,
goodness.
2 hours
Oh
later.
my gosh. I was about to have a heart attack.
I drink a lot of milk, man. So
I believe you on the milk part, but
every
you
day.
said milk
Or
and
2%.
sushi. You make it sound like it was a type of
Oh.
cereal or something.
Oh, okay. Any shoe sponsor, who would it be?
Vans.
All right. Sick. Hell yeah.
Whew. Thank you
feeling,
guys
Rob?
for hanging
great.
this long.
One more hot take. What are you going to have your kid do first? Snowboard or longboard?
He's already done both. But
Wow.
He did,
There we go. Wait,
he did longboard
I thought-
first.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
how young can kids snowboard? Wait, that was a weird question. Or actually, no, it's not. Like, how young can a child
7?
start snowboarding?
Yeah, snowboarding, like, now they're doing it, like, around 5 and 6. It's kind of crazy.
Oh
Little
wow!
Japanese kids doing it like 2.
Doing 1080s at the age of 7. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah. Are you a San Diego dad teaching your kid to be a ripper? Get sponsored.
I just want him to enjoy it so that we can do it together and
Yeah.
have it as an outlet because I
Yep.
love snowboarding and it's awesome being in the mountains. Same thing with surfing, being in the water, and then skating is really freaking fun too. And skating gets me in that flow state, and not many things do that. And I say anything that makes you go woohoo involuntarily is a really good thing for you.
What do you think you could give advice to anybody to skate safely so they can go woohoo? What would it be?
Start in the flats and work your way up the bigger hills, and push as fast as you can, and then just like rip a 180 turn. So freaking fun, and it's safe, and then you'll learn how to slide.
Oh yeah.
There you go. And I just want to say thank you. I just want to say a few thank yous. Thank you to my wife Kim, our son Mason. Thanks to my mom and dad. Thanks to my brother Ricky, all my friends and the Faceplant Boardriders team. Thank you to all the shop owners who gave me a chance selling my boards. And thank you to anyone who's ever bought a Faceplant board or any of our products, came to our events, or shared the stoke with me. Thank you, skateboarding, snowboarding, and surfing. And thank you to the 3 of you for hanging this long and paying attention.
So,
Rob, I got one question for you though. You are a diehard, absolutely from the bottom of your soul to your heart. You are an absolute board rider. One question: you live in Lake Tahoe, Truckee. And now, to be fair, I understand it is not a cheap hobby to obtain, unless you know somebody. But I'm curious, considering you lived in Truckee for a few years now, how come you haven't taken on wakeboarding?
Need a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Hey, I stand by what I said previous
need
to
a
that
boat.
question. I stand by what I said.
My neighbors
Where
got a
home
boat.
is
I did go out with them this summer, but yeah, man, boats are expensive, but it's on my list, and now I got some free time. But the Faceplant check isn't that big for a boat yet.
Oh no! This isn't about you buying a boat. Like I said, I know it is not a cheap hobby, but you're also, you know, a diehard board rider. And it's like, okay, you live in the mountains. You don't exactly live by the beach, but you do live near a massive lake. Like you see where I'm coming from? It's like knowing the nature of your spirit. You're a you're a board rider. You know, I understand. Wait, I've never even wakeboarded. Okay, it's not cheap. But I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I freaking would love it. It'd be awesome.
Wake surfing.
I'm just saying, go down to the boathouse and make a friend.
Absolutely. Go down there and be like, hey, are you going to wake surf? Can I come with you?
Exactly.
My name is Rob Wheeler. You see Faceplant Boardriders. Maybe you've heard of me. Let me on your boat.
I'm kind of a big deal in Pennsylvania.
Thanks for joining in on
Okay.
Rob Wheeler special episode of the Virtual Slidejam podcast. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening. Good night.
Podcast.
Good night, folks.